Biohazard Bros podcast.
Welcome back, fellow survivors, to another episode of the Biohazard Bros podcast. I am your host, Kenjira 80. This is my co-host and friend, Colin 255.
Yo.
Yes. Welcome back, buddy. I did an episode again without you.
yeah, sorry about that.
You're fine.
Been really busy
I find ways to fill them. I'm trying to slow down a little bit with all the podcasting each week. It is a lot to keep up with, and
yeah,
they say that a lot of podcasts don't make it when you push yourself too hard. So yeah, I mean, I didn't do one last week, I believe.
Yeah.
I was busy, so we'll just try to do them every other week, and then if it gets to a point where we only do them once a month, then I'm sure that fans will appreciate at least when we put one out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to issue a correction right off the rip, guys, before we get into today's episode. When I was on with Dwayne, we were talking about Requiem and
RE9.
RE9 and all the like the CG movies and just everything, and I misspoke and said that Nick Apostolides did not voice Leon Kennedy in Infinite Darkness, and I was wrong. I looked it up afterwards, which I should have looked it up on the spot.
No biggie.
He in fact actually did, and I knew it wasn't Paul Mercer or Mark Mercier or whatever, one of those guys.
I don't know. Yeah,
whichever one. What the point was what I knew he wasn't. I knew whoever voiced Leon in Death Island, which is Matt Mercer, was not him in Infinite Darkness, which turns out to be Nick Apostolides, and I didn't know it. So, anyways, got that off the chest.
I want to get something off the chest too. I said that. I said for sure I was going to get a haircut, and I lied, and I'm so sorry to all the fans. And that's
anyway, how you been, buddy?
Pretty good. Been playing.
Anything you've been playing?
Yeah, I have been playing my game of the year. Actually, I just finished, but I don't want to talk about that yet because I'm going to talk about it later in this episode. So,
cool. Okay,
I started Alan Wake 2 because I'd never played it before.
I was about to say that I fell asleep watching you play Alan Wake 2 last night, and I could hear you bitching about something, and while I was on the edge of sleep. Yeah, I remember the last thing I remember you doing was running around for like 2 hours looking for a save, and I'm like,
yeah, because they don't have manual saves at the beginning, but apparently they're gonna start showing up soon, and you'll be able to manually save. But at the beginning, there's no manual saves, and auto saves happen like once every like 40 minutes. So if you turn it off, you lose like lots of progress. And whatever. It seems like it's going to be a decent game though, so I'm excited.
Okay. It looks a little bit more of a horror game than I remember Alan Wake being.
Yeah, I think it is much more horror than the first one.
Alan Wake game is like I don't know. I told you it was a psychological thriller, which it was.
What I
wouldn't necessarily call it horror.
Survival horror. So
yeah, so they're leaning into the horror with this one.
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, you know me. I actually and I've been playing. Finally got around to playing Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and Luigi's Mansion. I've been playing, and they are going to be talked about today in some capacity. We are going to be doing a top 30 today. Our top 30 favorite video games. Now this is a it's a fluid list. Nothing that is written in stone, because if this were a top 50, I assure you some of these games would be shifted differently.
And just to be clear, when he says my buddy here says top 30, he means his top 30 personal favorite games, and then my top 30.
Yeah.
Not our collective top 30. So it's going to be a total of 60 games. My 30.
We're going to be talking about each of our 30 favorite video games.
Yeah.
And some of the games that I'm playing currently.
And we're not saying
I fought with putting them on the list because I'm like, well, I just played that, but I'm just like, okay, well, no, it deserves to be on there because I've thoroughly enjoyed it so much. Luigi's Mansion, that I replayed it again.
And we're not saying these are the best games ever made. We're just saying that these are our personal favorite games. So
Yes. So
if
if
you
you
don't
have a
like our
different top 30 list, hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. So anybody who's watching this, probably no one ever is gonna. No one's gonna agree like 100% with either of our lists. But that's the beauty of it. Everybody has their own lists. We're not saying that our lists are the correct lists. It's just our personal favorites is all. So our personal favorite top 30 games, and we want to share it with you guys. So that's why we're doing this video. And I think I'm very excited, and I think you're very excited too to do this.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different of a format than what you're used to. I know we talk about a lot of like Resident Evil,
Yeah.
and we still have a Resident Evil game and other survival horror games to get to. But today we
Yeah.
just wanted to take a. I'm doing this for Colin mostly because Colin. I thought it was a great idea though,
I
because
brought it up.
Colin loves he's a gamer and he's a variety gamer
Yeah.
and he's not like even though he plays a lot of survival horror games, but there's other things he loves that he's just itching to want to have to. He wants to get into that conversation on the show, and I
Yeah.
was cool with it because there's other games that I play. I'm big on playing other titles as you're going to hear and hear like
Yeah.
Nintendo titles and stuff. So we're doing things a little bit differently today, but it's okay. We hope you enjoy it. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our top 30. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you so you can tell me what your top 30 is. And then you're going to give a brief description of why. And then I'll do the same and we'll go on down the list. And when we get to the top 10, we're going to spend a little bit more time
Yeah. Yeah.
explaining why our top tens because they are the top 10, so they're like the cream of the crop of on the
Yeah. Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
So
That's
we'll want to
basically
try
it.
to talk about them, but that's how we're going to do this today, guys. So anyway, Colin, take it away for him. What's your
All
top
right.
30 today, bud?
So my number 30 pick is the original God of War. On the PS2, OG God of War. Uh,
Okay.
I fucking love that game. I played it when like a year after it was released, and just fell in love with it instantly. The action, the combat in it, and the gore was so great. And and I want to brag a little bit. I beat it on God mode, the original, and that is one of the
Yeah.
hardest things I've ever done in a video game. It's just so much
Awesome.
fun. It has the challenge, and it was just for the time. It was one of the best games ever. Love that game, and that's my number 30.
That's pretty interesting. I thought it would be higher, but that's cool.
Yeah, well, there's a
My
lot of
number
good games.
30. Yeah, my number 30 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2
Ooh,
for the Sega Genesis because
damn.
it was what a sequel should be for a video game. Sonic 1 was pretty fun. This was the days of platformers. This was before the days of PlayStation. So this was Sega Genesis days. And even though the Sega games, like I was jamming as a Sega kid in the early 90s, ultimately I was a Super Nintendo guy and nobody can do platformers like Nintendo. So that's why
Yeah,
Sonic 2 is not higher on the list, but it deserves to be on the list because Sonic 2 was an amazing game.
and it has some great music too.
Oh yeah, absolutely for sure.
All
Okay.
right. Okay. So my number 29 is The Evil Within. Um,
Oh
I
wow.
yeah, I love The Evil Within. It was my first PS4 game actually I ever played, and Shinji Mikami. You know, wasn't it him that he coming back with his? It was him that was part of that making that game. There were Resident Evil references in it, and at first it wasn't my favorite, but when I played it a second time and third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time, it grew on me big time. And I think it's one of the best survival horror games ever. It's a little jank, but what survival horror game isn't? I just love the atmosphere in that game, and the combat's fun. Love that game, and it's definitely worthy of my top 30 for sure.
Wow, that's interesting. I thought that would be another one that was higher on your list too, as high as you praised that game.
Yeah, it's one of my
Um,
favorites.
it makes me feel bad because now it's not on my list at all or in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, we
Um,
got different tastes.
I
Different
liked
things.
it though. I did like it. I did like it, but I only played it once and I never revisited it, so that's why I didn't put it on the list. So my number 29 is a game that you convinced me to buy and play that I didn't that I missed back in the day, and that's Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Ooh, nice.
Even even though I don't like not don't like, but even though I'm not like big on like Castlevania games, I like Metroid style games where you go back and forth.
Right.
And Castlevania Symphony of the Night is like a Metroid game, so that's why hence the Metroidvania.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it's a fucking great game, great atmosphere, the exploration, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards. It just I can see why this was a I can see why this was a very beloved game on the PlayStation 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my 29.
Nice. Very good pick. Well, my number 28, coincidentally, is a game called. This is more of a lesser known game overall. It started out as on Kickstarter. It's called Bloodstain: Ritual of the Night. It's actually a
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's actually a Castlevania inspired game. So it's a
Yeah, I've
Metroidvania.
heard a lot about this game.
It's so good. It was made by Iga, same guy that did
Yeah.
the Symphony of Night and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
Dawn of Sorrow. It is so good. If you love those style of games, Metroidvania games, I highly recommend it. And it's getting a sequel
I
soon
do.
too. The music, the atmosphere, the combat. There's so much to explore. Like it is a huge game. It's just so much fun, and I can't wait for the sequel. And it has some challenge to it. Some of the bosses can be hard, but you can kind of break the game if you know what you're doing, like because you get powers, kind of like in Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, you get powers from every enemy. So there's so many
Yeah.
different abilities you can use and
Well, that's
and
kind of
try
like
out.
Symphony of the Night as well,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that is my number 28. Love that game. Can't wait for the sequel.
Awesome. Um, my 28 is, pardon me, my scratchy handwriting. Luigi, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh,
Now
nice.
I struggled with putting this on the list because I literally just recently played it in the last couple weeks, but I liked it so much I'm playing it a second time.
Wow.
Luigi's Mansion is the Resident Evil of the Nintendo games.
I've never played it before.
It literally is like you can see well, it may have not been inspired by it, but you can see how it has like influences from it for sure,
Yeah.
even whether they're intended or not. Even so far as like Luigi goes through doors and closes them behind him.
Oh,
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
awesome.
They'll watch him walk through the door. So very Resident Evil-ish. It's very dark. Um, Out of all, I've played all three games now in the series. Out of all the three games, it's the darkest of the games,
The
and
first one?
yes,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
it's like dark as far as like color palette and like tone of the game.
Yeah, I've
But
never
it
played
does,
them,
yeah,
but I bet I would love them.
yeah. The puzzles are amazing. The boss fights are amazing. You got to hunt down boo. The only thing is like hunting down boos can get like arduous because like they can go through walls and then you have to backtrack around the mansion and shit to track them down because you
Gotcha.
only take little bits of health from them at a time. But other than that, the puzzles are not overly hard, but they're just hard enough to where they get going, but you don't have to resort to Google to get the answers.
Perfect.
Luigi's Mansion, fucking one of the best games on the GameCube. I understand why they went with this game as a launch title, and
Oh
I
yeah,
loved it.
I would love to play that, but unfortunately, I'm a PlayStation guy. So, anyways,
Anyway, we're on to number 27, I believe.
yeah,
Yes.
my number 27. Oh, an all-time classic, and it's hard to remember, but I'm pretty sure this is the first game I ever played in my life. A Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES. The Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES.
One of the goats, baby, if
One of the
not the
goals.
goat.
It might not be the first game I ever played, but it was like one of the first games I ever played for sure. And it was all right. Let me say this: it was the first game I ever played that I absolutely fell in love with. Like my parents tell me stories of how I would just stand in front of the TV at 4 years old and just like beat playing the game and just doing so well. They couldn't believe how that a 4 year old could play video games that well.
That's pretty impressive. Four. I didn't really start playing video games till I was 5, so that's kind of really impressive. And
It
Super Mario Brothers 3, because it's not an easy game and it's not a hard one, but it's not an easy one for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, for sure. But I love it. It's pretty much my favorite Mario game. It's just such a classic. It's so much of a classic. They made a well, they didn't really make a movie out of it. They made a movie and it had Super Mario Brothers 3 in it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what's the name of that movie again? You know what I'm talking about? It's a shit. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Wait, what movie is it?
It's a movie that promoted Mario 3. It had
Oh, Wizard.
the Wizard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. See, because Mario 3 came out in like 89 or 90, something like that. So I was a baby, so I didn't get to play it until like 4 years after it was released when I was
Yeah, it
4 years
had
old.
Fred Savage in it from the Wonder Years, and his
Yes,
kid
yes,
brother was
yes,
like
yes.
a product. His kid
Like
brother was you.
that that's the power of Super Mario Brothers 3. It got a
Yeah.
fucking movie and it got its own TV show too. Uh,
Yeah, well,
there was
Mario is
no
definitely one of those everlasting characters. We've talked about this. Like kids in the 19 like 80s like that are our children's age now, my
yeah,
children's age. Loved him, and then the kids nowadays still love him as much as we did. So,
right. Yeah,
he's
I feel
evergreen.
like Super Mario Brothers 3 it's my favorite NES game. I mean, it's a timeless classic, and it's just if not for Super Mario Brothers 3, I might not have gotten into gaming as much as I did. Honestly, it was there from the very beginning for me, and I love it to death. That's my number
Well,
27.
my number 27 is also a Mario game.
Oh shit!
Paper Mario: The Thousand
Wow.
Years Door for the GameCube. Another GameCube title back to back.
Oh yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I didn't get to play Super Mario 64 before I played this one. Unfortunately, I only played that one recently, but
Mm,
this one definitely, having played them both, I thoroughly enjoyed both of them just about equally. But I think A Thousand Year Door edged it out slightly because of the upgrade. The graphics were a little bit better,
right.
and there was like a village in there that it was a Halloween town that I just am absolutely fond of, and it just hit all the notes of like a JRPG for me because
Right.
I'm not a JRPG. I need to have simple ones. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And Mario
Because they're a
and
little
Mario
complex.
Mario's
And
perfect for that.
Paper Mario is definitely that. So
I've actually never
Paper
played
Mario,
never played a
you,
Paper
you,
Mario game.
pa- yeah, just like I've never played Mario RPG. Haven't yet. Own
Yeah.
it now. Haven't played it yet.
The remake, but
But
yeah.
yeah, the remake. Well,
Uh,
they're basically the same from what I understand.
Yeah, yeah, they really are. They're very, very similar, other than obviously the remake looks a lot better and more modern. But yeah, I never got a chance to play any Paper Mario games because ever since the PS1, as you know, I stuck with PlayStation consoles and I only get one
Yeah.
console per generation. So I missed out on all the Paper Mario games, but they look really, really fun, and I'm sure I would love them.
You would absolutely love them. They'd
Yeah,
be right up your alley. If you like
yeah,
Mario RPG, because I've seen footage of it, it's essentially Mario RPG. Now the later Paper Mario games, not so much. They're turds. I don't like them. Like Paper Mario Color, Paper Mario on the Wii U. I don't like those games.
so
Super Paper Mario.
the earlier ones are
Yeah,
better.
I like the first two. That's it.
Gotcha.
So that's my number 27.
Nice.
Pa-
Well,
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
number 26 for me. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial, not really controversial, but you're not going to see this game on too many people's top 30 or even top 50. It's a gem of a game that I absolutely love on the PS2. It's called Wild Arms 3. It's a JRPG basically, but like with a
Yeah,
Western theme. I believe you saw me play it on stream, but anyways,
I have.
it's not the most popular game, and like I just said, you won't see it on a lot of people's top 10 or even top 50 because it's not super popular like Final Fantasy is. But I absolutely love Wild Arms 3. It's one of my favorite PS2 games. The music is just so damn good. It has like the cell shaded graphics, so it aged really well. Like it still looks pretty damn good to this day, and the combat's so much fun. The characters are fun. The story is interesting. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. There's a lot of like secret super bosses to fight when you get to the end of the game. It's really fun 100%ing it, and yeah, I just love it to death. It's the idea of a Western JRPG is just like really intriguing to me.
Yes.
And I remember coming home from like school or coming home from mowing lawns with my dad and coming home and turning that bitch on the PS2 and then just playing it for hours in a row. Love that game. But yeah, Wild Arms 3 is my number 26. And I want to just say really quick, please Sony put Wild Arms 4 and 5 on the PS5. We have the first 3, but we don't have 4 and 5 yet. Come on, Sony. Jesus Christ, give it the ball here. All right, sorry.
I don't understand why they don't ever get the memos on thing. It takes them so long to like get the popular games. Well, you said this one's not as popular, but like
It's not, but it's a Sony made game though, so you would think they would put it
yeah,
on there.
well, like Nintendo has a lot of their library available.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think Xbox has a lot of its library available, whereas Sony probably doesn't have as much as what I feel like.
Yeah. But that's my number
What
26.
number? Okay, your
That,
number 26. My number
yeah.
26 is another RPG, but a different kind. Uh, Morrowind.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting.
My personal favorite in the series because it's the first one that I played.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a thing that a lot of people do. Like if it's a big series, the first one you play often is your favorite.
yeah.
Like with people with Final
Uh,
Fantasy and stuff. And
it was the first time that I played an open world sandbox game like this. It was massively huge, and I remember running through forests and cities, and there was like this city on a lake and all this like cool shit, and I absolutely adored it.
when did that
Uh,
come around? Like what time period?
I think around 2002 or 3 or 4 or 5. I don't
Wow,
remember. I don't remember when it came. It was out on the original Xbox.
that must have
So,
been
and that's where,
crazy for its time. Like holy shit, no wonder so many
yeah,
people like it.
yeah, it was a
I've
big
never
fucking
played it, so
game. Oh, there's a lot of content, and then Skyrim, which is basically my honorable mention of that now, was even like it was bigger because the hardware was better on the 360. But I liked Morrowind the most because you could you could join or fight the Dark Brotherhood and become a vampire and all this cool shit. It just had all
good.
this cool shit, and it was just so big.
Nice.
And one of the fondest memories I have from that game is killing a gondolier and stealing his fucking like one of those rice farmer hats from Vietnam, like the Raiden hat.
Fighting
And I
and
would,
feeling it.
yeah, I would wear this Raiden hat the whole game,
Yeah,
and
Bethesda
with like a
games.
robe.
They you do that a lot in Bethesda games
Yeah,
like Fallout. Like you'll fight somebody and take their shit, and then you'll have it
yeah,
on. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
So, and then you could steal things. So this introduced like a lot of like unique mechanics that a lot of games nowadays take influences from in
Oh yeah,
RPGs.
yeah, for sure.
So that's my number 26,
Yeah,
and
26.
yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
Nice.
On to
Well,
25.
yep. My number 25 is a very very popular game. The Last of Us is my number 25.
Oh shit, I thought that would be higher on the list too.
Now, I don't think I really need to say much because it's a pretty damn popular game, and it's won so many awards and gotten so many 10 out of 10 reviews. But I absolutely adore The Last of Us. I loved it from the second I started playing it, and I know nowadays The Last of Us series is a bit controversial, but I don't give a fuck. I still love it. The journey with Joel and Ellie is just so epic. Joel is the one of the best characters ever. Ellie's awesome. And there's so many other great characters too. Bill, when you meet Bill in Bill's town, he's fucking hilarious. There's Marlene. There's so many great. There's fucking Tess. There's so many great characters. The story, I truly believe, Last of Us One is one of the best stories ever in a video game. Like if we were doing like a top 10 best stories in video games, it would be on my list for sure. Last of Us One. And but not only that, I love the combat too in The Last of Us. I think it's so much fun upgrading your
Hmm.
guns, upgrading
Oh
your
yeah,
like.
I think that The Last of Us is it's a groundbreaking game
Oh yeah, for its
in
time,
many
2013.
ways. Yeah, it's groundbreaking because like the lines between good and evil in that series aren't so
Exactly.
cut and clear, and that's
Yeah,
what I like about it. And
yeah,
I and you saying that has made me scan my list because I know it had to be on here somewhere. At least it was at one point, and I've rearranged everything so much and changed my mind and scribbled. and I'm looking over my list, and I don't see it anywhere, and it's really sad to me now, and I don't like my list no more because Last of Us is not on here.
I
But
didn't
we
know what
will.
was on it.
But it deserves to be, and I'm relegating it to my honorable mentions list, which we'll get to at the end of the episode. But
Yeah, we're gonna do honorable mentions
I
at the end
can't
of the
believe I
episode.
didn't put that on here because that game
Hey,
really
Russ
did
Brown, thank
blow
you
it.
for his time.
It was one of those games I didn't get to play it for a long. Like I only just played it like earlier this year. I think it was or last year.
Recently, yeah,
Last year. So I didn't play it for 10 years, and I always wanted to because I didn't have
yeah.
a PlayStation for a long time,
I
and
played
it's
it
one of the
the
first
day
games I got.
I played it the day it came out in 2013. I was
As
with
a
my
matter of fact,
ex-girlfriend, and yeah, and also just like the attention to detail in The Last of Us, like when you're outside and you're looking at all these like destroyed buildings and like just so much detail in that game. And then the remake came out and made it look even better. Um, my favorite version was the P. I have the most hours by far on the PS4 version though, the remaster,
yeah,
because which came out literally 1 year after the PS3 version. I played so many hours of online on Last of Us, which was also a blast. But yeah, I love the combat. Story's one of the best. The acting feels so like fluent and natural. Like a lot of games don't pull that off, but the voice acting in the game, it feels so natural. And the story is amazing, and the characters are amazing, and I could gush about it all day. It's a 10
yeah,
out of 10
dude.
game in my opinion.
I could feel that because I'm sick to my stomach. It's not on my list now because it's definitely a fucking top 30 game.
I mean,
Uh,
I have about like 900 plus hours on that game, so it had to
yeah,
make my
you.
list.
I've seen it. I've seen the hours, guys.
Played
He
it
ain't
so many
bullshitting.
times, and I'm about to play it again probably
I
pretty
think he's
soon.
pushing 1,000. Actually, you're pushing 1,000. You're
You're pretty
approaching a
close.
thousand on it.
If you add up the PS3, PS4, and PS5 versions of it,
It's
if you
over
add
a
up,
thousand
it's
easy.
probably about 1,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the PS4 version alone is like about 800. But if you add the PS3 and PS5, yeah, it's pushing 1,000. I played it a lot. But yeah,
nice.
that's my number 25. Love that game to death.
Yeah, my number 25 is a very popular game too, although it's not in that genre of games. I guess it could be kind of. It is, and I struggled with this one between its predecessor and its sequel, but Batman Arkham City.
Ooh, that's a good
And
one. That's a good one.
instead of putting Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham Knight here,
You put City.
I put City because City was the one that cracked it open. Asylum opened the door to what a Batman game could be, and this game cracked the fucking code for what a
I
Batman
agree.
game
I
should
agree.
be.
I
And
agree.
Arkham Knight just built on that. So we can't get to Arkham Knight without Arkham City. So it definitely deserves to be mentioned in this list. And we won't even talk about Arkham Origins because it's a turd game. Um,
I mean, it's
Arkham's
kind of fun, but it definitely doesn't hold a candle. It doesn't hold a
it
candle to
just
the rest of them,
it
though.
doesn't hold a candle to the Rocksteady series.
Yeah,
Rocksteady really fucking killed it with this Batman Arkham City game.
yeah,
It needs no introduction to the story or what's involved. You guys have probably all played it.
yeah.
It came out around, I believe, the holidays
Dude,
when it came out, and it was like it just hit all the notes of what you would want to spend your winter playing.
mm-hmm.
It needs no more to be said about it. Arkham City is fucking one of the
Wonder,
greatest. So
wonder if we're ever gonna get like. I'm sure we will, but a new. Imagine like a 2025 or a 2026 Batman game. What they could do with it now,
well,
like,
I mean, they are still updating Arkham Knight even 10 years later.
oh, are they?
Absolutely, there. I mean, I still get regular updates on it all the time.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Um, yeah, like they're always adding new costumes and new things
Oh
to it.
shit!
Yeah, so like the last update that I'm aware of was like was a few years ago, but it was Robert Pattinson's Batman suit. So yeah.
Nice.
Um, Arkham City is atmospheric and it makes you really feel like Batman.
And
Definitely
Batman's
deserves
just
to be on
such a
the list.
badass too. So who doesn't like
Absolutely.
Batman? He's a fucking badass.
Well, clearly I do because I got him all over the room.
Yeah,
Superman, and Resident Evil are all over my room. So
yeah.
uh,
So that was your number
that's
25.
my number 25.
All right, we're gonna go a little bit old school for me on these next couple. For me, my number 24 is from the Super Nintendo days, Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh wow.
Yep, DKC 2. I actually really struggled between DKC 1 and DKC 2 because I really liked them both a lot, but ultimately I went with the second one for two main reasons. One, I just like the atmosphere more, and like Donkey Kong Country 1 has more of like a natural forest like atmosphere, but DKC 2 goes crazy with it. Like it has like a roller coaster theme park land and stuff, and like it just goes crazy with it. But the second reason is because you play as Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, and they're both fun to control. But in Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong himself, I don't really like controlling him. I like controlling Diddy Kong. And then in Donkey Kong Country 3, you play as Kiddy Kong and Dixie Kong, and Kiddy Kong's basically like Donkey Kong, like big and clunky, and I don't like using him or her. I don't even know if it's a him or a her. So DKC 2 was perfect because both characters were fun to play as. Diddy Kong has like the roll that goes really far, and Dixie Kong has the hair she can flap and like kind of float through the air. And the level design, the music, oh my god, the music in Donkey Kong Country 2 is some of my favorite in video game history. Like if we ever did like top music's soundtracks in video game history, Donkey Kong Country 2 might make my list of like top 30 if we ever did that. I love the soundtrack to DKC 2. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, and clearly it's one of my favorite games of all time. I played that game so much growing up. I haven't played it in a long time now. It's been like 7 years probably since I played it, but I still know it like the back of my hand because I played it so many times as a kid, as a teenager, and even in my early 20s, I played it a bunch. I just love that game to death. So much fun.
Yeah, you talk about it frequently. When we
Yeah,
talk about Nintendo games, because
yeah.
of this is the summer of Nintendo for me, and you have been praising that game. I've never played it. Did like the first one. It almost made my list, the first one, but didn't quite make the cut.
Same here. But
Um,
yeah, that's my number 24, DKC 2.
my
Ultimate
number
Classic.
24 is a little bit more action packed than that and brutal. I really enjoyed God of War 2018, so it made my
Ooh,
number 24 on the list.
nice.
This reinvented the mold of God of War. Um, there are very few people who don't like it. You are one of those, and I'm shocked because this
No, no,
is
no, no, no. I didn't ever. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't like it as much as 1, 2, or 3 is all.
as much. Okay, so you couldn't invest time into it like those ones.
I think it's a good
Yeah,
game. I
yeah.
think I don't like it as much as most people. But
The
to be fair,
platinum is not that hard to get, by the way.
what's that?
The platinum is not that hard to
Oh
get.
yeah, no.
I'm
I'm gonna go
surprised
back
you
to it.
haven't even gone for it.
I'm gonna go back to it and get it
You
someday.
could get that platinum in probably about I'd say you'd probably have it in about 25, 30 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And I've only ever played it once, which is another
Mhm.
reason why I probably don't like it as much as other people. Maybe I'll like it a lot more on my second playthrough. I just didn't like that it. I don't know. I just prefer God of War 1, 2, and 3 over God of War
Which is
2018.
understandable because that was a unique formula. But this is basically your run of the mill action over the shoulder Resident Evil 4 inspired kind of camera style game.
Yeah,
And but
it
it's really good though. It's
it
like
is a good game. Yeah,
it's got a lot of backtracking and like unlocking, like you got to go here to unlock to get it, like like to get this thing to unlock this gate or yada yada. Moreover than that, it's challenging with the boss fights are challenging. They're larger than life. The story is really good.
I agree with that.
Kratos Kratos had always felt like a Superman to me, like he was an unstoppable force.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And this one, he's a little bit more vulnerable and
yeah.
human.
They kind of like tone him down a little bit,
Toned him down, and I like that because you know
and
what I mean.
he always says, "Boy."
Boy,
Oh.
boy.
No, yeah, I do like the game, but it's just I don't know. It was never like it didn't. I don't know. I do like the game, but it just didn't do it for me compared to 1, 2,
You
and
you
3.
gotta be in the right state of mind, I guess, to be able to sit down
I am
with
going
it.
to
Because
replay it soon though because I never played Ragnarok yet. So I'm going to play it
yeah,
soon and then play Ragnarok, and maybe my opinion will change on it. Maybe I'll like it more.
yeah.
But yeah,
I have to finish Ragnarok. I'm literally at the end of it, but I was so burned out on the new God of War games after playing them back
oh,
to back that I
I
just
thought you finished it, Ragnarok.
no, I didn't finish it, and
Oh,
I still
cool.
have the Valhalla to get to. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. I have a bunch of unfinished games, brother. That's just how
Yeah,
I roll.
yeah. Lots of people like
Um,
God of War 2018 though, so that's
yeah,
a good
I
pick.
liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah, it definitely deserves to be in 24,
Yeah,
which
that's a
leads
great
us to
pick.
23.
All right, my number 23 is again another Super Nintendo game. Although I did play it on the Super Nintendo, but it's been on lots of other consoles, including modern consoles. It's Final Fantasy VI, my first Final Fantasy game on the list. Final Fantasy VI, which is a lot of people's favorite Final Fantasy. Not mine, but I do fucking adore Final Fantasy VI. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. It's that hasn't been said already. It has one of the best villains in video game history with Kepka, or at least Final Fantasy history. Kepka, where spoiler alert, where he actually like goes through with his plans and succeeds with his evil plans. Unlike most Final Fantasy villains who don't succeed, Kepka does succeed and becomes a god, and one of the best villains ever. The soundtrack again, like it might be my favorite soundtrack of any Super Nintendo game ever. Final Fantasy VI soundtrack is god tier. And then there's just you get so many characters. Like the average Final Fantasy game, you get like 6 or 7 characters. You know, like maybe 8, maybe 5, whatever. Final Fantasy VI,
Mm-hmm.
you get like fucking 16 characters. I don't remember how many, but it's a lot. You get a lot of characters, and they're all great. Well, almost all of them are great. Um, so you get a huge cast of characters. The story's fantastic, of course, because it's Final Fantasy for the time, especially. And yeah, that's my number 23, Final Fantasy VI. Love that game to death, and
Nice.
I don't play it yearly, but I play it probably. I definitely play it every other year at least. Like some of my favorite Final Fantasy games I play, I play yearly. Well, Final Fantasy games are longer, so like I play lots of Resident Evil games multiple times a year, but that's because they're a lot shorter. You know, Final Fantasy VI is a longer game, so. But I do play it pretty often. I played it quite a bit, and I love it to death. And it is my number 23 game, 23rd favorite game of
Well,
all time.
my number 23 game, and we're not professionals here,
Of
and
course not.
clearly I wasn't prepared with this list because I have nothing in its place. It's all been scratched out. Uh,
Serious?
uh, yeah, I can't even read what the hell I had there 2 times that I've removed.
Can you
So
spell it?
it's a blank space. So we're just going to go ahead and fill it in with The Last of Us.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. There you go.
The
That's
Last of
that's
Us is
awesome.
on the list now.
You really
Yes,
can't.
well,
You
we're gonna.
really can't read it.
No, I cannot read it. I scratched it out twice. It looks like I've had Tomb Raider there, but I probably removed it because I'm not that big on the Tomb Raider franchise. I thought the first game it was the only game I ever played, and I thought it was very fun, but I only played it once back in the day. So I did remove it. I don't know what the second was. I don't, for the life of me, don't know what the second game is here. So
Hmm.
anyway, yeah.
Well,
Look,
that kind of worked
I'll
out
show
for you
you right
then.
there. There's 23 right there. 23 is nothing burger at all. So we're just going to go ahead and put The Last of Us right there. The Last of Us is number 23.
That works out perfectly because you
We
did
already
say,
talked about it. I loved
yeah,
it. It was fucking one of those titles I look forward to the most playing on the PlayStation 4 and 5. And yeah, there we go. That's my 23. We're going to move on to 22.
that worked out perfectly.
It did. It worked out very
Yeah.
perfectly.
It deserves to be on the list. It's such a good game. All right.
For sure.
Oh man, my 22 and 21. I'm still even up to this point. I'm debating on which one to put, but I'm just gonna go with what I wrote down. My number 22 game is RE4 remake. RE4
Wow,
remake.
that's pretty low on the list. I'm surprised because that
Yeah, I
was
played a lot of games though,
yeah, you have.
but
Um,
yeah, RE4 remake. It actually might be the
what can
most.
we say about this game we haven't already said? You know,
Yeah, pretty much. It might be the most modern game on my list, actually. I can't. Is there another game I have on here that's more recent? I don't think so. I think RE4 Remake is the most modern game on my top 30. But yeah, RE4 Remake. Yeah, we've already talked about it a lot on the show. I guess I can just say it again. It's fantastic. I think it's damn near a perfect remake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just so much fucking fun. I mean, they killed it. What else can I say? We've talked about it before. RE4 Remake is my number 22. Moving on now.
Oh yes,
Like we literally
we've talked at
dedicated.
nauseum about RE4. Clearly, we love it.
Yeah, we've dedicated a full episode to RE4 OG and
Yeah,
remake. So what can I say
yeah.
in 30 seconds? So we might as well just RE4 remake is my number 22. What's your number 22?
My number 22 is a game you probably didn't get to enjoy, but me and my friends played the fuck out of it. And it is one of the originators of the deathmatch along with Doom, and that is GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64.
Oh shit! I was gonna try to guess. I thought you were talking about Left 4 Dead for a second.
Nope.
But I actually that's funny because when you showed me the thing, I thought I saw GoldenEye when you showed your paper to
Yep.
the
Yeah, because GoldenEye was right underneath the scratched out parts.
yeah
So GoldenEye is definitely my number 22.
from the
I
N64.
dumped hours and hours and hours and hours into that fucking multiplayer campaign because
Yeah.
Nintendo didn't have online, so they had to split screen. So all of our buddies, we would get together, we would smoke a fucking doobie and get fucking stoned out of our minds and try to shoot each other in 007.
What's the
Back whenever we were younger. So
Yeah, I never played it before, but I know a bit about it. What's the guy's name? Odd Job,
odd job,
Oddball.
odd job
He's the one that like is like the
with
best
the
character.
bowler cap.
Is
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've seen like memes like if you pick Odd Job in that game, then you're basically cheating or something like that. Like he's
Yeah, because
clearly
Odd Job was OP, bro.
okay.
But moreover than just the campaign, the deathmatch campaigns, I enjoyed the video game itself. The campaign, the story mode was really
Right.
really fucking good. The
Yeah.
music was fucking killer. The soundtrack was great. The atmosphere was great. The Nintendo 64. We didn't have anything that looked like that in 1996 97 when this game came out. We
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 was it. They were on top of their shit graphically. This was the
What
most
was
realistic
PlayStation?
looking shooter to date. So, and it was fucking fun. And you were James Bond, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah. I
Nothing
never
else needs to
played
be
it,
said.
but I can understand why so many people loved it, even though I never
Hmm.
played it before. So that what
But
was
that's
that
my
was
number
your
22.
number?
Yeah,
That
that's
was your number.
22.
That was your 22.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, moving on to number 21 then is yet another Resident Evil game. Like I said, I almost swapped these two RE4 remake and number 21 is RE1 remake. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I almost swapped them and made RE4 remake number 21,
And I
but
can understand that. I can understand why because both of them
they're just so perfect.
they're the examples of how to do a remake out of the whole series.
Yep, they really
Four,
are. And
four, four, and one. Arguably two, but not even really two can be in that list with those two games because
my,
I mean it can be, but
I love RE2
there's
remake
I love
clearly.
RE2 remake as well, but there's things that
And
they did about it that I wasn't happy with.
well, then
But
you're going to be a little
RE4,
upset about the future of my list then,
that's okay. We'll get to it.
because you
RE4
haven't.
and RE1 definitely are how you do a remake, so I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
respect
I
that.
agree. I agree. Yeah.
I
Just like RE4 remake, there's nothing really to say. We literally did a whole podcast about it. So if you want to hear our thoughts on RE1 remake, go watch that podcast. It's a damn near perfect remake. For the longest time, I considered it the best remake in video game history, and I still kind of consider it that, like tied with like RE2 and RE4 remake. I think those are just perfect remakes, pretty much.
well, I absolutely do, and we'll get to that.
There are a few other games now. Like remakes are starting to become like FF7 Rebirth. That's a damn good remake, also. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, RE1 remake is my number 21. So that's my 21 through 30. So now we're getting into top 20 territory after we hear your number 21.
My number 21 is probably one of the best games that the Nintendo Switch put out. I absolutely adored it. I
The
was one of
Switch.
my day one. It was a day one buy for me whenever I got the Switch. Uh, Although I couldn't get it day one because I didn't have the money, so I had to get it a few weeks later. But that is Super Mario Odyssey.
I'm so sorry. I had to blow my nose. Super Mario Odyssey. Wow. I have never played it, but I've watched people play. I watched multiple streamers play it. It looks so fun.
It's
Holy shit.
so fucking good.
Yeah, if I
It
played it, it would probably be in my top
it's
30 also. It looks
it's the
so good.
first time a 3D Mario game actually got the thumbstick, the camera control absolutely
Like
right.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked, and I struggled with this one between this and Super Mario Galaxy because Super Mario Galaxy was fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, that's another
But
one that people talk about as one
yeah,
of the
but
best.
I wasn't terribly fond of Wii controls. I'm traditional. So
Yeah,
that's why
same here.
Mario Odyssey edges it out because you can play Mario Odyssey like with the Joy-Cons detached like you're playing with the Wii remote, and
Right.
it's just as fun, but I am a traditionalist, so the ability to be able to play this game with it with a normal controller and it still be as impactful really put it on the list for me. Not
Yeah.
only that, the fucking graphics were beautiful.
And
The
there's like
fucking
lots to
yeah,
explore, isn't there?
there's lots to explore.
And like
It's
lots of
10
moons,
times
lots of moons to collect and stuff.
it's 10 times yeah, it's 10 times bigger than Mario 64 and it
Wow.
is 2 times bigger than Mario Galaxy.
That's crazy.
I definitely loved it. Definitely deserves to be at the number 21 spot.
Nice.
Can't praise that game enough, and who doesn't love Mario?
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, before we move on, I want to say something. We are 48 minutes into this.
Hmm.
How long do you plan on what's your ideal time for this? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so we're just gonna keep going as normal then.
Let's just keep rolling. Yeah.
All right,
All
my
right. So
number
we are back to
20.
we are at number 20.
Yeah, we're in the top 20 now. We're starting to get into the big boys now. My
Yep.
number 20 is a game you've heard me talk about so much. I love it to death. It is Undertale is my number 20.
Ooh,
Toby Fox, baby. Toby Fox, the
one man
legend.
army.
Pretty much, yeah. Uh, he had an artist named, I think her name was Temmie, that helped with some of the art. But besides that, it was basically just him by himself working on it, and it is one of my favorite games of all time. Clearly, it's my 20th favorite. I love Undertale to death, and this is another game where I probably don't need to say much because people who played it, they know about it. But the beauty of Undertale is that, like, you go into it thinking it's going to be like a normal RPG, like you battle monsters, you level up, and that's it. But it's actually not like that, really. You can do that, but the game actually wants you to not do that. It wants you to not kill any enemies, and it wants you to not kill any bosses. It doesn't want you to level up at all. Because spoiler alert, at the end, if you don't kill any enemies or any bosses and don't get any experience at all in the game, you actually get the pacifist ending. And Sans the skeleton, you know Sans, don't you? Even though you never
Yeah.
played it, he's such an
Yeah.
iconic
The
character. The
that's
skeleton,
the one. That's the one with
Megalovania.
Megalovania music.
Yeah,
Yes.
when you do a pacifist playthrough, he's like he like praises you because he says LV. It doesn't actually stand for level ups. It stands for level of violence. So it's good thing that it's great that you didn't get any level of violence. You chose not to murder and stuff like that. And exp didn't it doesn't stand for experience points. It stands for execution points. So what the twist in the end of the game is that if you get experience and level ups, you're not actually getting experience and level ups. You're getting execution points and level of violence points, and you don't want that because you want to be a nice little boy and do the nice thing. But the beauty of the game is you have choices. You don't have to do that. You could be a maniac, a genocidal maniac, and just kill everybody. And if you do that, then and literally, and I mean literally kill everybody in the whole game. And when you meet Sans at the end, that's when you fight him because he's like the final boss of the genocide route, and he is one of the most iconic bosses in video game history, in my opinion. Because it's so much fun watching somebody fight Sans for the first time on a genocide route because it's going to take at least 30 attempts to beat him. Like everybody I've ever seen play, it takes at least like 30 attempts to beat him, or 20, 25, 20, at least. Some people even more than that. Like he's so difficult, but and the Sans boss fight on the genocide route is where the Megalovania music comes in at, which is pretty much the most popular video game song of all time, according to YouTube anyway, and the amount of views it has. It had like 147 million views on YouTube or something, which is insane. But yeah, the music is incredible on both the pacifist, neutral, and genocide route. It's incredible. The characters are so memorable. It's like such a simple looking game, but there's so much more to it. It's like you look at it and you think like, wow, this game looks weird and dorky, but it's actually a pretty deep game. Like, and it's the mechanics on it are so great, and I feel like there will never be another game like Undertale in our lifetime. Like it's a once in a lifetime game, and I just can't praise it enough. I actually kind of wish I would have put it higher, to be honest, but I like it at number 20. I like it at number 20. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and it deserves to be in the top 20 for me, anyways. Yeah, and it's an awesome game, and I recommend everyone in the whole entire world to play it. But yeah, that's my
So
number.
we are at number 20, you say?
Yeah, that was my number 20, Undertale.
All right, my number 20, and this kicks off a 3-game streak of first-person games,
No shit.
is Metroid Prime
Nice.
for the GameCube.
Never
I
played it.
haven't played its remake yet, but I would love to. It looks fucking killer. It's on my list to get. But the original game, I had a blast with it. I'm not very big on playing like Metroid games.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're okay, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not like, I'm not like, oh, Metroid's the greatest ever.
Yeah,
But
right.
Metroid Prime took the formula of a 2D Metroid game, like Super Metroid, which is a fucking great game.
Right.
They took a formula of Super Metroid and they made it 3D and first person shooter, and it absolutely worked.
Oops.
A lot of people had reservations about this whenever it was first announced and when it first came out, but it absolutely worked, and I had a ball playing it.
It does look like a
Uh,
really fun game.
yeah, it's a very good one. So that's my number 20. Um, I don't have anything else to say about that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I never played it, but I have seen footage of it. It does look like a fantastic game. And you're starting to make me jealous of all these Nintendo games that I missed out on. Because I'm a
Oh,
PlayStation, I'm a
the
PlayStation guy.
Nintendo's the shit.
Oh, I
I mean,
agree.
I never really I can't say that I'm a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a Nintendo guy. I've owned all consoles and I've enjoyed games across all of them.
Right.
But I do prefer PlayStation
Yeah.
because they've been around the longest. As out of Nintendo, out of Xbox and PlayStation, but
Right.
I prefer the PlayStation just for nostalgia's sake. But
Yeah.
Nintendo's been a part of my life since I was 5 years old. So you
Same with
goddamn
me.
right, there's going to be a lot of Nintendo games on here.
Yeah, I was definitely a Nintendo guy for like my early years and my early teen years. But and then even after the PS1 and PS2 came out, I still had a Game Boy Advance
Yeah,
and a Nintendo DS.
I've made a point to own every main Nintendo console.
Yeah, but yeah, I
That's not
haven't.
including handhelds. But even though I have had a DS and a 3DS.
Yeah,
But I've had all the TV console, even though the Switch
like
is technically a handheld,
right,
you can still connect it to a TV. But I've had every one you can connect to the TV.
right. The
So
last
even the
game I've
Wii U,
had,
which was a fucking garbage system, but I still had it.
the last console like that doesn't
I can
not
see all the
not.
haters that love the Wii U in the comments now. You bastard!
Yeah, we're
Fuck
about to
you!
get shit on.
The Wii U.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
only
didn't
had
like it.
the original Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, and then the GBA and the Nintendo DS. But it's funny that
Hmm.
we mentioned that because guess what? We're moving on to number 19, right?
Hmm.
Well, guess what? Speaking of GBA, Game Boy Advance, number 19 is my favorite Game Boy Advance game of all time.
Okay.
Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Nice.
Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Fucking love that game. Dude, I want to tell a story real quick. One time, I took my Game Boy Advance with Castlevania RF Sorrow to school. I was in ninth or 10th grade. I think ninth grade. And I really, really, really didn't want to go to my teacher. His name was Mr. Ballinger, and he's a dick sometimes. I really didn't want to go to his class, but I didn't know what to do, so I just was like, but I really didn't want to go to his class that day, so I just went to the bathroom, went into one of the stalls, sat on the toilet, busted out my Game Boy Advance, and just sat there for 40 minutes playing
You skipped a class to play Castlevania.
and played Castlevania Aria of Sorrow at school on the toilet.
Was there any consequences for this?
No major ones. Other than I got embarrassed because a couple of kids came in and they were like, "What are you doing in there?" Because when they came in, I stood up real quick to pretend like I was peeing, and I wasn't leaving the stall. And I could hear them laugh, and I think they thought I was jerking off or something. But besides that, no, there was no consequences at all. After they left, I continued playing Aria of Sorrow. Yeah, anytime I think of Aria of Sorrow, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, I think of that because it was just it was funny. But yeah, it's very much like Symphony of the Night, except just on the Game Boy Advance, with like Super Nintendo style graphics. It is a wonderful game because it brought in a new character named Soma Cruz, and besides Alucard, Soma Cruz is my second favorite Castlevania character. What's so special about him is that he learns abilities from monsters, either passive abilities, abilities that he can like throw, like if you kill the skeleton and you get the ability to throw bones at enemies that do damage, and then another type of ability that I can't remember what it's called, but you get pretty much every enemy in the game has a chance of dropping their soul, and then when Soma absorbs the soul, he gets their power. So it's really cool, and it gives you it gives you the incentive to want to kill all the enemies, so you can get all their souls and get all kinds of awesome abilities and stuff. It was really cool. The castle's huge, just like Symphony of the Night's castle, and yeah. It's my number 19 game, and I'm actually about to replay it again because I just played Dawn of Sorrow recently. So I want to play Aria of Sorrow again. I usually play it once a year, so yeah, that's my number 19 game. It's my favorite GBA game of all time, and I love it to death.
Awesome.
Yep. Now
I hear you talk about that game a lot.
Yeah.
Now my number 19 is a game that we both love and we both appreciate.
Oh shit.
This is a game that brought me back to console gaming. This is actually the game that brought me back to gaming after not having a console for about 7 years, 7 or 8 years.
Oh, wow.
So I have to show it. I can't just talk about it. We are talking about Doom Eternal, baby.
Oh shit! Damn,
rip and fucking tear.
Hell
this
yeah,
game
dude.
Brought me back to console gaming after a hiatus of not owning consoles. I had to, even though the first time I played it was on Stadia.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yes, but I had a mobile controller. I connected it to the phone, and I played the fucking shit out of Doom Eternal, baby.
Doom Eternal.
Even the DLCs on Stadia. Now I have them on PlayStation 4 or 5. I can't praise this game enough. This game, I struggled with this in 2016, but ultimately I went with Doom Eternal because it was a bigger, badder, better Doom.
I agree.
It was a juggling act to fight these enemies. It was stressful at times. I am not brave enough to play it on ultra violence yet. I still play it on fucking the level below that.
Hey,
which is hurt me plenty.
There's no shame in that. Doom Eternal is one of the hardest Doom games.
Yeah, it's a hard game.
It's hard. I've beaten it on ultra violence, but it's hard. Like I've never beaten.
And no game makes you feel like a bigger fucking badass than Doom Eternal.
Yeah, seriously.
And Doom 2016.
And I also want to say, I know this is your choice, but I want to say it has arguably the most badass super shotgun in video game history.
Yes.
Not only is it
with the meat hook and everything,
but it has the meat hook that can set, when you level it up, it can set enemies on fire and you swing towards them, and then when you set them on fire, they drop armor, and then you blast them. Like, oh my god, it's the best super shotgun ever. It's so
absolutely good. Well, moreover than just the the weapons and the gameplay and all, this game has the single-handedly greatest fucking soundtrack in all of
Everybody
video
loves that
games.
one song.
All of video games.
What?
This is a metal album that
Yeah,
you kill demons to.
yeah,
That's all I need to say
yeah.
about it.
It's a metal album that comes with the video game.
It's a metal album that comes with a fucking kick-ass video game.
What's that
I don't
one
need to say
song?
nothing else.
The only thing they fear is you. That's everyone's favorite song. The
That's
little
the fucking
dun,
yeah.
dun,
That's
dun, 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 dun. Like I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but it's fucking.
yeah.
Oh my
You
god!
guys know the song. It kicks ass.
It's the best
It
song
literally,
ever.
if there's a badass moment in any form of media,
Yeah,
you slap that song on it, it
yeah,
makes it even more badass.
absolutely. And it's the best song ever in the world to slay demons to. That song comes on, you just feel like a fucking badass.
And that's my what was that? My number.
19.
That was my number 19. Yes,
That is a very good number 19. I like that a lot.
I knew you would appreciate that one.
Yeah. My number 18 is basically just like my number 19, because I couldn't choose between the two of them. It's Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, so two Castlevanias in a row. But I chose Dawn of Sorrow slightly over Aria of Sorrow, even though Aria of Sorrow came first. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow is basically just Aria of Sorrow, but on the DS instead of the DBA. It's not exactly the same. It's different, and it has new story and new characters. But you're still playing as Soma Cruz, and you still get abilities from enemies and stuff. But it has better graphics and it used like the DS stylus when you beat a boss, you had to use the stylus to finish them off. Yeah, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow was the biggest inspiration for the other game I was talking about, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Dawn of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night were the two biggest inspirations for that game, and for good reason, because Dawn of Sorrow is my second favorite Castlevania game, and it's my number 18 choice. Just like with Aria of Sorrow, and just like with pretty much any Castlevania game, it has a killer soundtrack. So good. So many enemies to fight. Like, it's just so much to explore. So many weapons and armor and stuff like that to get. Weapons and, like, equipment to get. It's just, I love that. So many secrets. It's just such a great game. Such a great game. But I really don't have much more to say about it because everything I said about Aria of Sorrow pretty much applies with Dawn of Sorrow, too. So that's my number 18 choice, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, my favorite. And then Aria of Sorrow was my favorite Game Boy Advance game. Dawn of Sorrow was my favorite Nintendo DS game. And it's my number 18th favorite game of all time.
Well, mine's definitely a Far Cry different than that one.
What is it?
But it's not Far Cry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That would have been ironic if it would have been, but I never played a Far Cry game.
Neither
But
have
I did play this game, and I had a hell of a time playing with people that I never even met because I played this game exclusively online because this game came out. This game came out and showed off what an Xbox 360 could do, and that was
going to be.
That was Left 4 Dead.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
is one of the greatest co-op games ever fucking made, and it is addicting as hell.
I've heard
And
that from many people.
Valve really fucking nailed the formula of co-op online shooters, zombie shooters at that. It had some scares to it, although I wouldn't call it a survival horror or a horror game. It's more of an action shooter.
Yeah.
With horror elements, but it hits all the right notes of what an online shooter can be. And hell, you have the most fun playing with friends online out of any game I've ever played with Left 4 Dead. Now I know that like holdovers from Valve formed what was it, Turtle Rock Games or whatever it was, and
what is it?
They tried, I think it was like called Turtle Rock Games.
What is that?
They're the ones that made Back 4 Blood, which was a really good game too. Which was really good.
We played that together, didn't we?
Yes, we've still never finished that. Back 4 Blood was Back 4 Blood is a good game, but it isn't Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead.
It's
really,
like Diet Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it really, really, really was an addicting and fun game. You know what I'm saying? And very memorable characters.
But like
They even did a sequel that was relatively as successful.
Left 4 Dead
And
2.
But Left 4 Dead 1 is definitely the game. And they had a character in there that was clearly, I can't remember her name, but she clearly was Claire Redfield.
No,
She had
yeah.
the red jacket and blue jeans and all that. She had Claire Redfield
The
vibes,
little
the reddish hair.
RE2
Yeah,
reference.
I don't remember her name. Somebody out there will probably throwing themselves against the wall like ah. But yeah, I love this game. So uh, that was my number 18. I can't really say enough good things about it.
Understandable. Um, Before we move on, I want to say that I might actually get to play some of these Xbox games because did you know that the Gears of War collection came to PS5?
Yes.
So yeah, so I think they're gonna do it with Halo and maybe Left 4 Dead also. So
Yeah.
if they do, we gotta hop on that together, bro. Oh, yeah.
I will Halo, but I won't play Gears.
Oh no, I'm not talking
I
about Gears. I'm talking about
yeah,
Halo.
Gears. I was gonna say Gears. I can take or leave. It was fun, but I after one or two games, I was like, nah,
Yeah, Gears. I'll play
same.
Gears if it goes on sale.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you can get it for about $20,
yeah.
get it.
But
It's
Halo,
worth it.
if a Halo collection does come to PS5, I'm buying it day one.
Well, that's funny you say that because I'm gonna go ahead and lead off our number 17 now. Because Halo Combat Evolved is my number 17 game.
So you're going twice in a row here, cheater.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
but
That's perfectly fine.
we'll go back to the formula.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm only going to lead off with that because Halo is my 17,
Combat
my number
Involved is the
17.
first one, right?
Yeah, that's the first one. It's the
Okay.
best one. It's the
Yeah,
fucking
it looks like
game
the best one.
that introduced the world to Master Chief. Now, in this game, you fight an intergalactic alien war. Okay.
Yeah,
In the middle of this war is a zombie outbreak, and it goes to
that's
almost
sick.
straight horror,
So you have
and it's
aliens
like
and zombies.
yeah, so it goes from a fucking sci-fi shooter to a horror game in
That's
the blink of an
awesome.
eye, and you're like,
Wow.
what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
And
that's dude.
now the
Spoiler alert.
motherfuckers you're trying to kill, you have to kind of fight them and these fucking things trying to kill you both. Yeah, it's definitely it's a game that you for the ages. You'll never forget it once you play it.
Yeah,
That's why I had to say it because you brought it up, so
yeah.
I had to cut in line.
I hope I get to play it someday
I hope you do too
on
because it's one
PlayStation.
you need to be able to play in your lifetime to be
I
able to
want to
understand.
have a Halo
Now that you know
combat.
this, but you know the spoiler of the game, it ruins it. But fucking,
Whatever.
you know,
It's still gonna be fun as hell.
I mean, everybody pretty much knows it at this point. So,
I hope
um,
someday I have Halo Combat Involved Platinum on my trophy
there's
list.
another Halo game I wanted to replace that I struggled with this and another
Two?
one. No, I like Halo 2, but Halo Reach.
Which one's that one?
Actually, Halo Reach is a prequel game that tells the fall of the planet Reach.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
one of the first incidents of the Covenant glassing a planet and killing everybody.
Okay.
It's
Those are
very
pretty cool.
sad, a lot of death, and none of the characters that you play as survive. But this slot goes to Halo Combat Evolved because it started all as the originator.
Yeah,
You go from an action sci-fi to a horror game like that, so that's why it made the list. But Halo Reach definitely is in my honorable mentions when we get to it.
gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
So you're 17,
Yeah. My number
and then you get to do
17.
16.
Okay, and then we'll just go back and forth from there, like
Yeah.
we were doing. Okay.
Yes.
My number 17 is a lot like my number 26 in that it's not a very popular choice, and you're not going to see it on very many people's top 10, top 20, or even top 50. It is Wild Arms 2.
Okay.
Yeah, my number 17 is Wild Arms 2. Not a very popular choice. Not a lot of people like it. It definitely has a cult following, and it definitely has a lot of people that love the game. But I mean, when's the last? Have you ever seen Wild Arms 2 on a top anything? Probably not until right now.
Probably no. I don't think so. Not me.
Yeah, exactly. But this is my list, and I absolutely it's one of my favorite RPGs. That's not a Final Fantasy game. In fact, yeah, it's one of my favorite RPGs that isn't a Final Fantasy game. Just like with Wild Arms 3, I think I think Wild Arms 2 got overlooked big time for two reasons. One, well, actually mainly just one big reason, because Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 existed by that point. So 9 had just I think 9 came out the same year as Wild Arms 2, and like everybody was like, riding the Final Fantasy train, so Wild Arms got overlooked kind of. Um that plus it wasn't that much different than Wild Arms 1, so that's why it didn't get praised like a whole lot. But when going back and playing it nowadays, like there are indie developers that try to make games like old school RPGs, just like this. So like I feel like nowadays Wild Arms 2 is a much better game than it was back in the day, because like, you know, people are making indie games like Wild Arms 2. You know what I mean? Like old school graphics, PS1 style graphics, turn based RPG. I don't know. I love it. It has incredible music. I actually think it has a really good story. There's a twist. There's a couple twists actually. The characters are interesting. The combat's very simplistic, but I love it. It's fun. It has a big world map to explore. You fucking get to ride on a mechanical dragon later in the game, which is badass. And yeah, I'd love it to death. And uh, I actually I actually had a tough time deciding if I liked Wild Arms 3 or 2 better. 3 is probably the better game, but I personally love Wild Arms 2 more. And yeah, it's my number 17 choice. I absolutely adore it. Wild Arms 2, baby.
Mm.
Yet another PS1 game, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of those for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going right into my number 16, aren't
Well, I got to do my. No, I already did my 17.
I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep. You're number 16.
All right. Yeah. So 17 was Wild Arms 2. Love the game.
Mm-hmm.
16 is a much more popular game, and it is
Mm-hmm.
a Nintendo game. Number
Okay.
16. Number 16 is a Super Mario RPG, the original, because I never played the remake as much as I want to. Super Mario RPG just barely missed out on being in my top 15. It is my number 16 game, and I mean, what can I really say? It's fucking Mario, Princess, Bowser, and two new characters, Dino and Mallow, all teaming up to take out Smithy, the the antagonist, and it was made by Square Enix. So it's basically just Final Fantasy creators making an RPG but using Mario characters. How fucking cool is that? For
It's
the
pretty
time,
cool.
for the
I
time,
didn't know that. I felt like I kind of knew that, but now that you've reaffirmed it, now I for sure know it. But I felt like I knew that that was a third party developer that did that, and it really shows.
yeah. They
Looking
even
back on the old graphics.
They even throw in the Final Fantasy theme, victory theme on the. There's an optional secret boss named Culex. You don't have to fight him. He's the hardest boss in the game. And when you beat him, instead of the regular victory fanfare, it does the
It does
Final
the
Fantasy.
fanfare for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it does. Dun-dun-dun-dun,
Wow,
dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's pretty cool seeing that.
on a
Seeing,
Mario game. Wow,
yeah,
that's nuts.
and also the boss music for Culex is the boss theme from Final Fantasy IV. And you might be wondering why Final Fantasy IV. Well, because Final Fantasy IV was the newest Final Fantasy when a Super Mario RPG came out. So yeah, there's
Hmm.
actually two songs from Final Fantasy in Super Mario RPG. I don't think the remake it wasn't made by Square Enix, but I think they kept in the Final Fantasy music for Culex, the boss fight. But yeah, it's just it's an awesome game. The battle system is awesome because you use like timed hits to where like when you attack an enemy, if you press the button just at the right time, you'll do like double damage, double hits or whatever, or more damage. I don't know if it's double or not, but and same with when enemies attack you. If you press the button at the right time, you can like block and take less damage. There there's just a big world to explore. There's some platforming naturally since you're playing as Mario. It's just such a fun game. Has such good music. I don't ever see it. It's my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time. I do see it on the top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games of all time on a lot of top 10 lists, but I usually never see it at number one. But for me personally, it's my number one favorite Super Nintendo game, and
Okay,
yeah,
I can
love it,
respect that.
love it to death. And I want to play the remake so badly, but I just don't have a Switch, unfortunately. Maybe someday though.
Well, I will be enjoying that. Whenever I do, I will let you know.
Yep.
Um,
Now you're number 16, right?
my number 16 is a game that we both very much appreciate because now we're starting to get into the meat of the games I really like. I'm kicking it off. Well, I kind of kicked it off
Right.
with Halo Combat Evolved, but we're really going to kick it off with this one. I enjoyed both versions of this game. However, I put the remake on the list because I think it's just slightly better,
Hmm.
even though it didn't sell as well as its original counterpart. But both of them can be lumped together for
Yeah.
this instance, and we are talking about Dead Space.
Oh shit.
Dead Space
Yep.
was for the back in the days of the Xbox 360. There was really not a lot of survival horror games on that console at the time.
Yeah, and
Dead
PS3.
Space really fucking scratched that itch for those who weren't able to play survival horror.
Yeah.
It took a lot of formulaic inspirations from Resident Evil 4, and you can't go wrong with that. You play as Isaac Clarke. You are an engineer on a derelict ship that is
Yeah.
overrun by space zombies.
Yep.
I don't really need to say much more than that. It's
God, I love
scary as
Dead
all
Space.
hell.
Yeah, it
It's
really is.
scary as all hell
Especially
and
for the time.
atmospheric. Yeah. And the remake only did it better. So, yes, number 16 is definitely Dead Space. And we are going to go with the 2023 remake. Was
I
it
think it was,
2023 it
I
came?
think it was 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was either late 2022 or 2023, but I feel like it was 2023.
Yeah.
Um,
I think so. We went with the
uh,
remake, not the OG.
yeah, well, both games are lumped together, but like I said, the original is definitely just slightly better. I think it works. I think it works better for the game to have Isaac Clarke have a personality and talk. The original, I did love the silent protagonist approach,
That's true. He does
but
talk. I forgot about
yeah,
that.
it felt more like you were just doing a bunch of fetch quests. Whereas when he has a personality, can talk, you're really interacting with this world and these characters. So you're not just a bitch going to do this and do that for Hammond and what's her name, Jessica?
I actually don't remember her name, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
I only remember Isaac Clarke. I don't
yeah. Well,
remember.
the other two characters that you interact with the whole game. Anyway, that's
You're number 16?
that's my
Was it?
number 16 is Dead Space for sure.
Oh, damn. We're getting down into the nitty gritty now.
Into the nitty gritty, top 15.
Yep. I am looking for my paper. Oh, there it is. Okay, so my number 15. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, my number 15. You ready for it?
Yep.
RE2 remake. Number 15.
Nice.
Yep. RE2
One of the
remake.
best games ever.
Yes, sir. And that's why I was laughing earlier because you said you think RE1 and 4 remake are better
Well, they're
remakes.
better remakes
Yeah,
than
yeah,
two
better
remake.
remakes than 2
Better
remake.
remakes, not better, but better remakes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're all pretty equal to be honest, but I think I had
I do too. So let me clarify that real quick. Let me just clarify that.
yeah,
Where RE1 is the best, RE4 did it really, really well. RE2 did it really, really well, but RE1 and 4 were pretty much one for one with some added new content, whereas RE2 remake took liberties to change around some of the story
right.
and the zapping system. So that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. Other than that, it's as great as the first game. So the original. But anyway,
Yeah.
you were going to get into it.
I mean, just like with any other Resident Evil game on the list, what haven't we? There's nothing really to say. We've had a whole
That
podcast
we
about it.
haven't already said. Well, that's
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's my 15th favorite game. I love it to death. I play it multiple times a year. I even speed ran it for a little while. Leon A New Game Plus. I would do Leon A New Game Plus speed runs, and I was pretty decent at it. My fastest I ever beat it was in 52 minutes. So
It's the only Resident Evil game that I know how to speed run. That's the
nice,
only one. So I will
nice.
give it that.
Well, that's my number
Uh,
15. So
my number 15 is another sequel remake.
Oh shit! What is it? What is it gonna be?
Silent Hill 2.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
2023.
Hell
It's
yeah!
the game, we talked about this a little bit earlier. It's the game that brought me to PlayStation, back to PlayStation after being on Xbox for a couple years.
Hell yeah!
I could not wait to play this game. I wasn't waiting a year to play it, and whenever I played the shit out of it, I platinumed it in like 50 hours, and I loved it. I don't give a fuck what people say about it. They can say that it's not as good as the original, which very few do. But
Yeah,
I think that it was another example of how to do a remake correctly.
yeah, yeah. It was an amazing game. My brother actually just played it, and he really liked it a lot. But yeah, fantastic game,
It's
and
got one
it's
of the most fucked up moments in all the video games. That and its original counterpart, and that is the scene where you run into Angela and she's getting ready to ascend the fiery staircase.
yeah, that's an
And
epic.
he is like,
Yeah,
"Man, it's hot in here." And she says, "Oh, you see it too,"
yeah,
implying that her torment is like hell. And
pretty much.
it's disturbing. The whole
Yeah,
game's disturbing.
yeah, it really is.
Uh, it's like it's my idea of like if you're gonna be like stuck in like a bad trip for the rest of your life, that's it.
That would be it. Yeah,
It's Silent Hill 2.
dude, I'm
Um,
so excited that we're getting
yeah.
the Silent Hill 1 remake.
Yes, me too. I'm very excited for that, and I look forward to it, man. I will be playing it, and I will be buying that shit day one.
Oh,
Physical copies.
absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt. And when it inevitably sells well, because it's going to, we're probably going to get a Silent Hill 3 remake also, which I will also be buying day one. Um, that's not confirmed, by the way. I'm just saying, if Silent Hill 1 remake sells well, they're obviously going to do a Silent Hill 3 remake.
They
But
probably will. I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's going to do well because it's very fondly loved.
yeah,
It's not as popular as Resident Evil 2. It's not as popular as Silent Hill 2, but people still fondly love the original.
yeah.
So,
I
and
can't
I
wait
can't
for
wait
it.
to see what they do with it because in that game you have not just fog but snow, and it's just got a fucking. It's got like cult members, and it's really good. So I can't
Yeah.
wait for it.
And that was your number. What was that?
That was my number 15. We're top
No, that's
15.
right. So now my number 14. Once again, another Resident Evil game.
Hmm.
Want to take a guess at which one it is?
I would say Resident Evil, probably Resident Evil 1 original.
Ooh, not correct. Incorrect, sir. You lose. No $1 million prize for you. I'm just
Which one
kidding.
is it? It can't be
It's
3.
it's RE7.
Oh, RE7.
RE7 just
I don't know why. I don't.
barely
My mind went to PlayStation era for some reason.
just barely beat out RE2 remake. I almost put RE2 remake above 7, but then I thought about how much fun I have with all the DLC in RE7, like Ethan Must Die, and not to mention I have a video now that has 250,000 views. My Ethan Must Die speedrun has 255,000 views, coincidentally. Uh,
Hmm.
at least when I checked yesterday, and probably has more now. I get comments on it every day, but that's just me bragging. Anyways, I fucking adore RE7. I have nothing bad to say about it. 10 out of
Me
10.
neither.
Um, and for all those people out there that have never played it, only because it was in first person, I
You're a
promise
fucking
you,
tool.
it's a fun game. It's a fantastic game.
If you talk shit about Resident Evil 7, and you haven't played it. You're a fucking tool. Turn off the podcast.
Please, yeah. Well, please, please, please go. If you have never played RE7 just because it's in first person, I'm begging you, go into it with an open mind and just give it a try. Who knows? You might fucking love it. I I hated the idea of a first person Resident Evil game when the trailer came out, but I went into it with an open mind and tried it, and now it's my 14th favorite game of all time, and one of my favorite Resident Evil games of all time. And
Yeah,
I've been
see,
playing and I've been playing Resident Evil since the beginning, the PS1 days. So I'm telling you.
Colin here's he's the nice guy, and I'm a nice guy, but I'm not so nice whenever it comes to stupidity like that. Listen, I say that from a place of, and don't take that the wrong way. I'd say that from a place of I'm a tool too. I was that guy,
Right,
and it
gotcha.
made me realize after playing it what a tool I was. Don't be a tool. Don't
Yeah.
judge the game without playing it just because it's in
Yeah,
first
go into
person.
it with an open
Go
mind,
fucking play it. It's a
and
great game, and
yeah,
it's a great RE game.
it really is. it's so fantastic. It's one of my favorites, and that's coming from someone who's played all of the main Resident Evil games and have been playing them ever since RE1 on the PS1. So I promise you, go into it with an open mind, and who knows, you might love it. Maybe you won't, but you never know. It might turn out to be one of your favorite RE games if you've never played it before. Either
So
way, it's fine.
RE7, he says. I thought it would be higher. That's why I didn't think of it. So
Well, I have. You'll see why it's not higher. It's pretty high. Number 14. That's
yeah.
that means I only like 13 games more than it. That's pretty high.
Well, so that
But
leads me into a number 14 that
yeah.
is on par with RE7.
Oh shit.
It's a first-person shooter and it's a horror game. Do you want to take a guess what it is?
First person shooter horror game.
And it's my favorite one in the series. This is the last hint you're getting.
Shooter horror game. Why am I drawing a blank here?
You want
Oh
me to tell
shit.
you?
Oh, it's give me the first letter of it.
D.
Dead. I don't know. What is it? Oh,
Doom 3.
oh my god, I can't believe
And
that.
not just any Doom 3, the Xbox and PC original version from back in 2003 when it came out.
I should have known that.
Because,
I feel dumb for not
yeah,
getting that
what
right.
I liked about that game the most uh, is what I'm hoping the PlayStation 4 version is, where you have to switch between the flashlight and your gun. That made the
Right.
game far more scary. I don't like the BFG edition because he has the flashlight always up. That takes away the fucking fear element of the game that made that game so groundbreaking and immersive and terrifying back in the day whenever it was first made. This is the only survival horror Doom game that they ever made, and they fucking got it right, in my opinion. It's not a lot of people, especially guys like you who are old school Doom nuts, don't put this high on their list of favorites, but I do because I didn't have that attachment to Doom 1 and 2, even though I love them. But I like survival horror, and Doom 3 got it right. The lighting was fucking dynamic. We'd never seen nothing like this. Doom 3 was a game I played over and over and over and over again. I probably played this game about a dozen times, at least 3 or 4 times back to back to back when it first came out. So I definitely
Right.
love it. But that's all I got to say about Doom 3. It's the best in the series to me.
Sorry, 1 second.
You're fine.
I apologize. I while you were talking, I ran to go grab a drink real quick.
I'll edit all that out. It's okay.
No.
So go. No, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit. I to keep so because I don't want to lose like people losing interest with blank space because it was all black. So I'll edit it out. It's fine.
You were
Where are
talking to
we
me.
at? No, where are we at? We're at number 12. Holy shit, we're getting down there.
No, we're at number 13.
13. Yeah,
13.
we're at
Yep.
13.
And my number 13 is yet again another Resident Evil game. Do you want to take a guess, or should I just say it?
Yeah, just go ahead and say it.
RE4, the OG.
The OG one this time.
Yep. So this is the third Resident Evil game in a row. We had RE2 remake at 15, RE7 at 14, and now RE4 OG at 13. And again, I don't need to say why. It's my 13th favorite game of all time. I play it every year. It it literally changed not only the course of Resident Evil, but it literally changed gaming. It like so many games are inspired by Resident Evil, including games that we've had on your list, Dead Space. Like Dead Space was
Mm-hmm.
definitely inspired by fucking RE4. Like that's official. The people that made Dead Space had come out and said that even they were inspired
Yeah.
by RE4.
Well,
It's
they were only a few years apart, which is understandable too. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was still riding high
yeah.
on its success from the GameCube days. It had just been ported to the Wii at that point, and
I
yeah,
played it
it
on the
was
PS2, not the
yeah,
Wii,
there
which
was
I
a lot
hear
of
is the best way
inspiration
to
there.
play it. But yeah, RE4 original. It's a fucking legendary game. I've seen it so many times.
Legendary, and when that's no light word. It's legendary.
Oh yeah, I've seen it so
It's
many times on
legendary.
people's like whenever
It's
I
the
see a
most
top 10.
ported game that I'm aware of any game ever made.
Pretty much that and Skyrim got ported a lot too. But yeah, Resident Evil 4, like anytime I look up a top 10 Resident Evil game, RE4 is always in the top three somewhere. And even when I look up like best games of all time, usually Resident Evil is usually up there in the top 10, 20, 30, somewhere on the list.
Hmm.
And for good reason. It is very much one of the best games ever. It was just so iconic for the time, 2005. Like, man, it, it like going from like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 and Code Veronica to RE4. That was such a huge leap in like not just in graphics but just in gameplay. It was just so epic, so fucking epic, and so much fun too.
So where are
But
we
yeah,
at? Number 13, you said?
that was my number 13. Yeah.
My page is so scribbled up. It's hard to read what's where. Because I had to write underneath where like I have games that are bunched up in the same number, and I'm gotten confused right here. All right. So with that being said, now that I got it sorted out in my mind, my number 13 game looks like it's to be The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, the 3DS remaster.
Ooh, nice, nice choice. People
Yeah.
are
So
gonna love you for that one.
some people think and claim that this is the greatest game. This is absolutely
Yeah,
one of the greatest games ever made,
yeah,
widely considered. Some
yeah.
people call it the greatest Zelda game ever made.
Yep.
Me, not so much. I thought I think that it is one of the greatest, but
Hmm.
there's because of the hardware limitations of the Nintendo 64 when it was originally created back in 1998 or whatever.
Right.
The game feels really disjointed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It was,
but it is very fun.
and it's
And
very
it's
for its
eh,
time. And I'm not
Yeah,
even a
and
huge Zelda
it
fan, as
set
you
the
know.
bar for what a Zelda game could
It
be. When you're first
exactly.
out in
Yeah.
Hyrule, what I mean by disjointed is like whenever you leave uh, not Kakariko Village, when you leave the woods, the Lost Woods or whatever, and you enter into Hyrule Field, it was wide open. You have a horse, and we were like, "Wow, this is an open world Zelda-ish game." It's not so open world though, and that's where the disjointed thing comes in because you have to go to different areas that are like off of the map. So it feels like like the Zora domain,
Yeah.
the Gerudo Desert, and all that. It doesn't feel like it's one fluid world. It feels like because you have to leave the Hyrule Field and loading screen, and then you're into another world. So it's very disjointed, but it's a good fucking game, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. And can I say something? I've never played the
Sure.
game before, but even I understood some of the stuff you were talking about. That's how legendary of a game it is. I've never played it before, but I still knew some of the
Yeah.
stuff you were talking about. Like that's just shows how iconic and
Well,
how loved
this
that game is.
has absolutely this has a major time jump. You go from being a child to being a teenage boy in the
Yeah,
span
it's the
of
operating of time.
yeah,
You go through
it's
time.
time travel and it set the bar for how to do a game of this grandest scale. So
Right.
all the Zelda games that come after it owe allegiance to this game.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing. I'm so sorry,
You're good.
because I feel like I'm gonna get shit on for saying that I never played it. The reason I never played it is because I've said in past podcasts I never had an N64 growing up. Um, After the Super Nintendo, I my parents got me and my brother a PS1 and then the PS2, and then after that we just bought our own consoles and we just stuck with PS3, PS4, PS5. So I never got a chance to play Legend any Zelda games past the Super Nintendo. Only the original and Link to the Past. Those are the only two I've ever played, and they're great. But yeah, I just want to go on record and saying that that's the only reason I've never played Ocarina of Time. I think I think it looks like a fantastic game, and I would love to play it. I only have one console per generation, and I stick with PlayStation. That's all.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there so people don't shit on me for not for me saying that I've never played it before. So that was your what was that? Your 13th favorite?
Uh,
That was your number
let me
13.
separate it again.
Well, I haven't done my 12 yet,
Yes.
so it had to be
Yeah,
your 13.
it was 13. Well, because I have two games in the 13 slot and then I got an arrow pointing to which way they go. Yeah, that
Ah,
was done.
gotcha.
Yeah, because I got it like I said, my list is all jacked up.
Well, it's time for my number 12, and guess what? It's yet again, for the fourth time in a row, another Resident Evil game. Care to take a guess on which one it is? Number
Boy,
15
there's
was... Huh?
there's too many of them to try to guess, but I'll take a stab. Resident Evil 3.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Well,
That was
if my 15th was RE2 Remake, 14th was RE7, 13 was RE4, 12th is RE Code Veronica X.
Oh shit!
My third favorite Resident Evil game. Now, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not saying Resident Evil Code Veronica is a better game than RE4. I'm not saying it's a better game than RE7. I'm not saying it's a better game than pretty much any Resident Evil. I'm saying that I enjoyed it throughout my life more than those games. That's all. Now, is RE4 a better made game than RE Code Veronica? Yes, I would say it is. But
Absolutely.
I personally love Code Veronica more, just because I grew up with it. I adored it as a kid. I used to go around outside with my dual toy guns, pretending I was Claire, because she gets dual guns in the beginning of the game, pretending I was fighting zombies. And as an adult, it's the first game I ever learned how to hardcore speed run, like not just normal speed run, but like legit hardcore speed run. And I even got into the top 10 on the leaderboards, except I don't think I'm in the top 10 anymore. I think I'm like number 11 now, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so I'm not saying it's the best Resident Evil game ever. I'm just saying I'm not saying it's a better game than RE4 OG. I'm just saying I like it a little bit more than RE4 OG. This is my list. I've had more fun with it than the other Resident Evil games that have come prior on the list. And yeah, I legit love this game. It has its flaws, but I just love it so much. It's like Chris and Claire, the return of Wesker for the first time ever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
before Code Veronica, everybody thought Wesker was dead, but then he shows up in Code Veronica, and it's just fucking epic. There's so much to explore. Like, it's such a big. It was probably the biggest RE game to date and the hardest RE game to date.
Definitely the
For the
hardest.
time.
I
Yeah,
would
for the
give it
time.
that.
Yeah,
Because
but
only because you there's no difficulty setting. It is what it
true.
is. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yep.
there's no adjusting it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know exactly what to do with certain items, it makes
You
the
can
game
fuck
all
your
that much more
playthrough up.
harder. Yeah, you can fuck
Yeah.
your playthrough up.
Yeah.
Make it way harder than it
But
needs
I
to
do
be.
know what to do with all those stuff, so I love the game.
Yeah.
But I can definitely understand why some people hate the game. But I personally love it to death. It's one of my favorite Resident Evil games, and it's apparently my 12th favorite game of all time. Love it to
Well,
death. And it has my favorite Resident Evil save theme of all time. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, like I love the RE1, 2, and 3 save themes, and 4 and 7, but no, Code Veronica takes it for me. The save theme for Code Veronica is my favorite in the series. But anyways,
Well,
that's my number 12.
my number 12 is yet another Zelda game. It
Nice.
is very close to the formula of the Ocarina of Time. Uh,
Yours, man.
but it's the first Zelda game that was truly 3D open world, even though there wasn't
Uh,
much land involved in this game because you spent most of your time on islands sailing from island to island on a sailboat.
I'm not even a
That
Zelda
is
fan, and I know which one you're talking about.
that's the Wind Waker, and in
Yeah,
particular the Wind Waker HD remaster that came out for the Wii
gotcha.
U.
Yeah,
That one was
I'm not
very
even
fun.
I'm not even knowledgeable on Zelda, and even I knew that's what you were talking about.
That's because Zelda is such an iconic game.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and series. It's such an iconic series that
One of the
really
best
not
ever.
much needs to be said. Not much needs to be said about it. So we'll move on to that to the to 11 so we can get into our top 10s.
Oh, okay. So my number 11 then.
Mm-hmm.
My number 11 is the second Final Fantasy game on the list. It is Final Fantasy VIII. Is my number 11. Now, I'm going to
Okay.
say right now, a lot of people might be upset that I put Final Fantasy VIII above Final Fantasy VI, because Final Fantasy VIII is very hit or miss with people. Some people love it, some people hate it. But Final Fantasy VI, pretty much everybody loves it.
Yeah. Well,
But
this is your list, not theirs. So
exactly. and I love Final Fantasy 6 to death. It was on my list. It was like, what was it, like number 23 or something? I think it was. Yeah, it was my 20. It was my number 23. But I love Final Fantasy 8 more because just the PS1 era of Final Fantasy games are like my favorite games ever. Like I just love them so much, and Final Fantasy 8 is a PS1 Final Fantasy game. The music, now this is saying something right here. Final Fantasy 8 might arguably have the best soundtrack in the entire series, and that's saying something. It's very close with 6. It's very close with 7. But it God damn, the music in Final Fantasy VIII. It's so good. I love Squall as a character. I love the themes of the game. Like it's very much like a game where I don't know, like you play as a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds and you go to a school called Garden and you train to become seeds. It's kind of goofy, but and then the you graduate and you go out on missions and stuff and eventually Squall becomes the leader of the whole garden because he's a badass. And yeah, it's just an epic game. I love it so much. I don't want to talk about the whole story, obviously, because then I'd be here for hours. But it's so much fun. But the biggest thing people hated about it was that if you don't know what you're doing, it can be a really tough game and it can be frustrating. But on the flip side, if you know exactly what you're doing, you can break the game and make it the easiest Final Fantasy game ever. Like it's possible to get like up to like 5,000 HP in disc 1. By the way, it's a game that has 4 discs. You know how PS1 games had like multiple discs back in the day, the Final Fantasy games especially. Yeah. In Final Fantasy 8, there's a card game called Triple Triad, and it's my favorite card game in video game history, and it's probably my favorite mini game in Final Fantasy history. And you can win cards and turn them into special items and stuff, and then you can turn those special items into magic that you can junction to your characters, and you can get some really strong magic very early on. And if you do that, you're basically breaking the game because nobody can stop you for the rest of the game, pretty much, if you do that. But and that's one of the reasons why I like it. I like how much you can break the game, but not everybody knows about that. So the people that don't know about it had a rough time with the game and didn't like it. So that's why it's kind of a controversial choice. But I love the game to death, and I actually had it at my number 10. But I just changed it a couple days ago and bumped it down to number 11. So yeah, Final Fantasy 8. Final Fantasy 8 is my number 11th favorite game of all time, and I love it to death. Triple Triad card game is the best thing ever.
Well, that
But
certainly is a game that I don't know anything about in a
yeah,
series for that
I
matter.
know.
So,
But I was just talking for
but
anybody who might be listening.
yeah, that's why whenever you go talking about like these Final Fantasy games, that's why I don't have any input because I never played them, so I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
know, I
no
know.
input whatsoever.
But you never
But
know who might.
this game we both can have input on because you just rattled it off a few games ago, and that is probably one of the
Oh,
greatest Resident Evil games ever made,
gonna be
and
hardcore, isn't it?
it's Resident Evil 7.
Oh, Resident Evil 7, nice.
Yeah,
You have a higher on list than I do. Wow.
yeah, I absolutely adore it. I love it. Like I think that it reinvented itself in a big fucking way, and
Yeah.
I think that like I said earlier, anybody that judged this game much like I did and didn't give it a chance because it wasn't part of the original formula or what we were used to
Mm,
is really robbing yourself of a fun experience, and
yeah. Oh yeah.
you shouldn't do that. Stop it. Go play
Yeah.
this shit. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because we already talked about it with you. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And plus,
number 11 is Resident Evil 7. It
barely
barely
makes
made
sense.
top. It barely made it. It barely made it out of my top 10. It almost made my
Yeah.
top 10. I had to switch
It
it
was
around
it was just
because
shy of making it.
my next game is a god tier game, and I had
I
well,
think
so
all
is
these
Resident
games
Evil
are God
7.
tier. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but this my top my 10 my top 10 to kick it off is a god tier game, and it deserves to be where it's at. So it just edged it out.
I want to add
Anyway,
one more
so
thing to RE7. In my opinion, it has some of the greatest DLC for any game ever. I didn't mention
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
I love Ethan Must Die. I love End of Zoe. I love Not a Hero. I love the card game DLC. Like it's all great. It just makes RE7 even better. Anyways, we'll move on to our top 10 now, buddy.
Yeah, here we go. The big top 10.
Yep. My number 10, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. My favorite Castlevania game,
Good game.
and it's my number 10 favorite game of all time. Castlevania
Very good
Symphony of the
game.
Night. I still have fond memories of my buddy showing me the inverted castle back in the day in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it's just such a fucking fantastic game. This was in an era when everybody was trying to do 3D, but Konami was like, "Fuck that! Let's just make it 2D and make it look beautiful and fucking fantastic as hell." And they nailed it. Like, and guess what? It holds up much better than a lot of the games of that era. A lot of 3 games of that era, because like, even though it's 2D, it looks so good. There's so much detail. Like you can look in the background of like pretty much any area you're in and see stuff that like see different like decorations and stuff in the castle. And the castle, of course, is so huge. And then you fight Richter at the end, but instead of killing him, if you get the holy glasses,
You kill the wizard that's controlling them.
yeah, and his name is Shaft, which I always thought was funny. And then, surprise, surprise, you do the whole castle again, except it's upside down, which makes it even crazier. Like it was just for a 9-year-old. Like I think I was about 9 years old when I played it for the first time. My mind was fucking blown when that happened, and it's just so much fun. Fucking fantastic game. My favorite Castlevania game and my favorite Metroidvania game of all time. And also has one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. If we did a list of best soundtracks of all time, it would probably make it my top 10, definitely top 20. The soundtrack or Final Fantasy and Castlevania Symphony of the Night is god tier. Is fucking god tier. So many bangers.
Yeah, I definitely love the soundtrack. It's really good. I especially love
Really
the
good.
one where you're outside of the castle or the big skulls are floating. That metal riff.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit's so fucking kick ass, dude.
Fucking badass. Hell yeah. Anyways, that's my number 10.
My number 10 is probably got to be considered one of the greatest games ever
RE4.
by a lot of lists. Uh, I went with Super Mario 64
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I
because Super Mario 64 to kick off my top 10 list because Super Mario 64
That's a
is
legendary game.
it's infinitely replayable. It
Yeah.
took the Mario platforming formula and made it 3D, which many
Yeah.
people thought would be impossible.
And it was
Uh, it
it
had
was
the
one of
most
the first
memorable
games ever.
setting. It's the only one that's actually set in the Mushroom Kingdom. Uh, in retrospect, because all the other games have been set else like in other places, like Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey,
Excuse
Mario
me.
Sunshine was on Delfino Island. Uh, Mario Galaxy was all over the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
Odyssey was all over the world
And
and the moon.
you
This
gotta
was set
remember,
right in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that was
yeah.
the only setting.
And at the time, games were still trying to get 3D right. And
And they
so many
got it
games.
right for what it
Yeah,
was.
and Mario 64 was one of the first to actually do it like damn near perfectly, whereas
Yes.
so many other games were struggling to do it well,
Forget the
or even
fact that the fucking controller is fucking ridiculous. The 64 controller.
yeah. Can I confess something?
This game was made. It has to be played with this controller. It
Yeah,
has to be.
you already know this, but the people listening might not know. I love Super Mario 64, but I only ever played it once, and it was the Nintendo DS version.
Ooh,
And
rough.
I know you despise that, but
Yeah.
what
Oh,
can I say?
it doesn't
I didn't
work
have an
without the
N64,
64
man.
controller. It just doesn't work.
I didn't
I
have an N64. I only had a Nintendo DS, so
yeah.
that was the only way I could play it.
I've played it. I've played it with PlayStation controllers before, and it's okay, but it's that C stick for the camera. It's just different.
Well, the
It's
Nintendo
a
DS,
different breed.
I feel like it worked pretty well with the Nintendo DS, and I also want to brag and say I did 100% it because there's like what 30 extra stars in the Nintendo DS version.
I don't know
There's
what
definitely
there
more
is in the DS
stars.
version. There's 120. So
I
if
think
there's
there's like 100.
150,
I think so.
so then yeah, all right, because there's only 120 in the original
Yeah,
game,
I think
which
they added like 20 or
I've
30 extra
I
in
can get
there.
those. Actually, it's one of the first games I could speed run. Not so
Oh,
good at
really?
it these days. Yeah, there's people
They
far better than me now.
they also
Yeah,
added other
I could get
characters.
all 120 stars in about like an hour and a half.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, or something like that, or 2 hours, something like that.
They also added more characters you can play as. I think you can play as like Waluigi even in the Nintendo DS
Yeah.
version. Um, but yeah, I love that game, and that's definitely worthy of being a top 10. That's a good choice for your
Yeah.
number 10.
I think 2 hours is more right because I think I'm exaggerating when I think I've gotten close to getting close to an hour and a half time. I've tried for it, but somewhere between an hour and a half and then 2 hours. I think closer to 2 hours is actually my time. It's been a while since I used to speed run it back in the day. Whenever I had the 64, whenever my best friend gave it to me for the
Really,
PlayStation and took off with my PlayStation. But yeah,
I just fucking hate
uh,
the N64 controller. I never had an
I don't like it
N64.
that much either. Honestly,
I never had an N64, but I have borrowed it before from friends.
I like the GameCube controller way better.
And the N64 controller is an abomination.
It is an
Like
abomination. It's
the
weird, but
games
it
on the
works for that
N64 are
system.
great, but the controller is a fucking abomination of out of hell, and it deserves to be thrown into the darkest depths of the abyss.
Well, it's enough about the 64 and Mario 64. It's definitely a
Yeah,
goat. Everybody knows it. We're getting
yeah.
into number 9, and your number 9 is
Coincidentally, my number ninth favorite game is Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy
that's
IX.
coincidentally. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty. It just worked out that way. Final Fantasy IX is my ninth favorite game. It was the end of the PS1 era. It literally came out like I think the last year the PS1 existed. I think the year 2000. So the graphics on it, like it has some of the best graphics ever for a PS1 game because it came out so late. And what I love about Final Fantasy IX is that like Final Fantasy 7 and 8, like like Final Fantasy 1 through 6 were all pretty similar, but Final Fantasy 7, 8, and an 8 strayed away from the like village and like village formula and got more into like a modernized like place. You know what I mean? Like there was very much like in 7, Midgar is very like modern and technology and whatever, and Final Fantasy 8 was had a school and shit. Like, but Final Fantasy 9 kind of brought it back to the old school, where like you
Mm-hmm.
go to towns and villages and stuff, and it brought back the old school like classes like the White Mage and the Knight and the Thief and the Summoner and you know so. But I feel like Final Fantasy 9 is the perfect mix of Final Fantasy 1 through 8. It has like a little bit from all 8 of those games mixed into one. And yeah, just like with all the other Final Fantasies that I have on this list, it has great music. It has a great story. The characters are super lovable, and it's entertaining as hell. And it is my ninth favorite game of all time, and one of my favorite Final Fantasy games of all time. And I play it every year. Once a year, I go through that game. I'm actually about to go through it pretty soon here because I hadn't played it yet this year. But yeah, love that game to death.
Excuse me, sorry I had a cough there. Well, my number 9 is yet another Mario and Nintendo game.
Nice.
Uh, it
Super
had to be
Mario
in the
World.
top 10 because it has to be. It's probably one of the greatest Super Mario Brothers games ever made, and I think
Super
you've
Mario.
already rattled it off.
Super
And
Mario
that's
World.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought I guessed it.
Super Mario World deserves to be on this list, but it's not.
Yeah, and it wasn't on mine either, but it's a damn good game too, though. But yeah,
Yeah,
so your number nine is Super Mario Brothers 3.
yeah, Super Mario
That's
Brothers 3.
fucking that's
I
fucking
wanted
awesome.
it I wanted it to be Mario Maker 2
Oh, really?
because Mario Maker 2 just is endless, but
Yeah,
there's no way that Mario Maker 2 can go above Mario 3 because Mario 3 was the biggest fucking deal in 1989.
it was the
It was
goat.
the biggest deal. It was the
Yeah,
biggest fucking deal.
What did I have Mario? I had Mario 3 at 27, but still, it made
Yeah,
the list. It made the list for
yeah.
both of us. That's
This
awesome.
game, like you said, was featured in a movie. It had a lot of exposure. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
And it went back to the Mario formula because you got a little bit of a departure with Super Mario Brothers 2 because it was actually technically just uh,
Doki Doki Literature
Doki
or Doki Doki
no
Panic.
Doki Doki Panic
I almost said Doki
ported.
Doki Literature Club.
Yeah, it was Doki Doki Panic ported
Yeah,
over to America with Mario characters slapped on them.
which is funny because I feel like some of the characters from Super Mario Brothers 2, like we have Mario characters that are officially known as Mario characters, but they were actually from Doki Doki Panic. It's
Yeah,
kind of
well,
interesting.
that was. I don't even think that game was released in America because it was quite popular in Japan on the Super Famicom or I'm sorry,
Yeah,
the Famicom. Um, the reason why they did that was because I think Japanese developers thought that this would be too hard for Western audiences.
the
Super
original
Mario,
Super
yeah,
Mario Bros. Yeah,
yeah, which is
they did release
basically
it.
it was just a continuation of Mario One with bigger,
Yeah,
harder levels.
they released it on the. I don't know if you had Super Mario All Stars on the Super Nintendo, but
Of course, I did.
they
I
had
played
Super.
it.
Yeah, they had Super Mario Brothers 1, 2,
Yep.
3, and the Lost
And
levels.
they have the original version on the Switch too now. It's the
Oh, nice.
original NES 8-bit version. So
I actually have
yeah,
beaten the original Super Mario Brothers 2, and it
I
was
have
definitely
not.
harder.
It's every bit as hard as they fucking thought it was. It is very
I
hard.
beat it. I beat it once in my life, a long time ago when I was younger. It was definitely hard, but I was so determined to beat it, so and I did. So I can proudly say I beat that game.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I think the American Super Mario Brothers 2 is better though.
yeah.
Even though that's not what we're
And I
talking about
wanted
right
to
now.
put Super Mario Brothers 2. I wanted to put Super because I love it. I wanted to put Super Mario Brothers 2. I wanted to put Super Mario World in this slot. But the more I thought about it, I thought, no, Super Mario Brothers 3 is the greatest Mario game
Yeah,
of them all. It's the one
I
that
kind of agree with that. Unless you
it's
count
the one that I played the most whenever I was in that era. I must have played
well,
about
see,
three or four
here's
hundred hours on that game, if not more.
here's the thing. I kind of agree with you. It's unless you count Super Mario RPG as a Mario game, which it is, but it's not a platforming Mario
Yeah,
game.
but it's not exactly. You said it before I could. It's just not a Mario platformer. It's a
Yeah,
different
so
kind of Mario game.
if we're talking about games that have Super Mario in the title, Super
Super
Mario
Mario.
RPG.
Yeah,
Super Mario RPG is my favorite. If we're talking about platforming Mario games, then Super Mario Brothers 3 is my favorite.
yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. That was your number. What was it?
That would be my number 9. So we're on to 8.
All right, my number 8 is the original Gangsta, the OG Tomb Raider 1 that came out in 1996. Tomb Raider 1 made
It's a
it.
very good game.
Yeah, I adore that game.
It almost made my list several times, but I ultimately went with removing it.
I have so many fond memories of playing it with my dad when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and then I played that game so many times in my life. You would be like, I wish I somehow magically knew the number of times I've beaten it, because you would be shocked. Hell, I played it literally 30 times since the remaster came out a year and a half ago. So just
Hmm.
imagine how many times I played it in my whole life. Probably pretty close to 100. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, anyways, because it's not that long of a game. I can beat it in one sitting, so it's like a 5 6. It's like a 5 hour game. So if you know what you're doing, which of course I do. Anyways, it was so revolutionary for its time. I feel like it nailed, like, the controls are a little wonky, especially nowadays, but they're very easy. They're a lot easier to get used to than a lot of people think they are. Like if you play it for like 2 minutes, you're not gonna get used to them. But if you play it for like 15 minutes, you'll start getting used to the controls.
Yeah, because
And
this game had tank controls. Make no mistake about it.
yeah, it did. Yeah, but they worked out really well. Like if you play it for a little while, you get used to it really well. Just like with old school Resident Evil, and you realize they're not actually that bad. I actually adore the controls for the old Tomb Raider games.
As a
I
matter of
just
fact, when you play the
I
remaster game, you play it with the original tank controls, don't you?
yeah, I didn't use the modern controls. I couldn't do it. I had to
Yeah.
stick with the tank
Because you've
controls.
programmed to play it that way.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, the level design, the music, it's just so perfect. Lara Croft, best, arguably the best female protagonist in video game history. I would say she probably is, but I don't know. It's close with like Jill Valentine and Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot of good female protagonists, but Lara Croft put female protagonists on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And she also had big triangle boobas, so I mean that reason alone, it's number 8. That was a
Triangle
stupid
Booba Laura,
that,
number
that
8.
was a stupid, corny joke by me, and I'm so sorry I said that. But yeah,
Well, I'm
I
not
fucking
because it's
adore that
funny.
game.
It's true. Truth is stranger than fiction, they say. Um,
So yeah,
my number,
that's my
yeah,
number 8.
my number 8. I am going off the formula a little bit here. I'm adding 2 games to this because they're basically one game, and that is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because they are a continuation of each other. Basically,
Okay, can I
it's.
say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I'll say it after you're done talking, but just
Okay.
remember, I have something to
So
say.
it's so I put on the list originally. It's just Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which it is
Right.
one of the greatest Zelda games ever made, and it deserves to be in the number 8 spot. This game took the Zelda formula and made an actual real open world, and it is packed full of shit. Now, the reason why I have Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild together is because Tears of the Kingdom is essentially cut content from Breath of the Wild.
Is it really?
Uh, Absolutely. A lot of shit that they couldn't fit in there, they just made a sequel out of it. So
I
that's
had
why
no
it's
idea. I didn't
together.
know that at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, that's why it's together like that. That's why I put them together. Even
Wait,
though
say
they're
that.
technic so
Tears of the
okay.
Kingdom had cut
Tears of the Kingdom has a lot of cut content that they wanted to put into
in
the
Breath of the
original
Wild.
Breath of the Wild, and they
Oh,
added it in Tears of the Kingdom. However, it has its own original story, and it does have user suggestions in it, like the crafting and shit is all
I
like.
learned something new today.
But yeah, there's a lot of content that is in this game that just didn't that they couldn't fit into Breath of the Wild, and they wanted to, or would have been like it would have been a 10,000 hour game.
Right,
Um, yeah, not all of it is Breath of the Wild cut shit, but a lot of it is a good chunk
right,
of it,
right.
at least from what I understand, from what I was reading over the years about these 2 games. So technically, my number 8 spot is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, but like I said, since they're basically and Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom picks up right where Breath of the Wild lets off, basically.
Hmm.
So yeah, so it's basically it's like one game to me. But yeah, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And if you want to, if you want to add, if you want to go get frisky, we'll add Tears of the Kingdom to that. But
Makes
basically,
sense.
that spot went to Breath of the Wild. Um, excuse me. I don't need to. Oh, pardon me. I don't need to go into why this game uh, was revolutionary because
A lot of people would agree with
a
you.
lot of people will agree with me, and nothing needs to be
Yeah,
said. It's not disjointed. Everything you can see in the game, you can go to. There's nothing.
that's
There's
awesome.
like there's hardly any background noise, if you will.
Right.
Background, like it's just everything that you can see. If you see
I
a
wish I could play
mountain
that
way
game.
off in the distance, you can go to the peak of that mountain.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, there's hardly nothing you can do. It's literally an open world sandbox, both games, and they're absolutely fucking incredible.
So back.
Yeah, and that's
So
my number 8. And anyway, so you were wanting to say something. You said,
yeah, you said you kind of combined 2 games. Well,
yeah,
I kind of wanted to combine 2 games also, and that has something to do with my number 7 because my number 8 was Tomb Raider 1.
yeah.
My number 7 is Tomb Raider 2, but you wanted to combine it for a different reason. Tomb Raider 1 and 2 are technically different games. You wanted to combine it because it was cut content from the game.
A
Tomb
lot of
Raider
it is
2,
cut content. It's
yeah, yeah,
basically it's a there's no difference between the gameplay in Tears of the Kingdom than there in Breath of the Wild, except for now in this one. The story's different because it has the added elements, but the mechanically it's the same thing.
Right.
The menus are all the same. The item wheels all the same. The only thing that's different is now in this one you have the ability to manipulate things in the environment and craft and build fucking anything you can imagine. You can build cars, you
Right.
can build motorcycles, you can build planes, you can build a fucking houses, you can build fucking garages. You think of it, you can basically build it. It gives you all the materials needed. That's the only thing it's added. So
Right.
basically, it's Breath of the Wild with added content and cut content, and then like and added elements to the story. The map is the fucking same. It's slightly different because in the events of Tears of the Kingdom, you have the upheaval, which slightly alters certain terrains.
Mm,
But it's basically fucking the Breath of the Wild map with slight
gotcha.
alterations from an event. But that's not
Makes sense.
wait, there's more. And in Tears of the Kingdom, there's a whole entire fucking map in the sky of sky islands you can
Oh shit.
traverse. And there's a whole another world, a dark version of Hyrule underneath Hyrule deep in the earth that you can fall down into. That's just as big as Hyrule.
That sounds like a gigantic ass game.
It's fucking gigantic.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see why
that's my
you
number
put.
8.
Yeah, I can see why you'd put it so high on the list.
Why I put them both together.
Yeah, yeah, and that too.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Well,
basically you fight the same fucking enemy from the first game in the second one, so
gotcha.
which
Well,
is Calamity Ganon.
I already said my number 7, Tomb Raider 2. I had a really hard time choosing between Tomb Raider 1 and 2 because I pretty much like them equally, but I do like Tomb Raider 2 just a tiny bit more than Tomb Raider 1. I feel like Tomb Raider 2 just it's it's so close to Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider 1 is more original, obviously, but Tomb Raider 2 it just does it better in my opinion. I like Lara's character model more, the way she looks. I
Mm-hmm.
like the sound effects better in Tomb Raider 2. There's a is there a bigger variety of enemies? I would say yeah, there are. You actually fight humans in Tomb Raider 2. You do fight humans in Tomb Raider 1, but only a couple. In Tomb Raider 2, there's like tons of humans they fight, and they drop like health packs and arm and like bullets and stuff, and I always like that. And yeah, the levels in Tomb Raider 2, I just adore. You start out in the Great Wall of China trying to figure out how to get into this ancient fucking door, but you need the Dagger of Zion to get in there. And then the next set of levels right after that are the Venice levels, which are some of my favorite levels, not only in any Tomb Raider game, but in any game ever. The three Venice levels, Venice is level 2, Bartoli's Hideout is level 3, and the Opera House is level 4. All three of those are Venice levels. Those are that's like peak Tomb Raider 2 in my opinion. They're so much fun, but then there's I don't know, just pretty much every level in that game is just fantastic. It's just banger after banger. There's like 17, 16 levels, something like that. I can't remember the exact amount. Um, the second to the last level is also like the last couple levels of the game are also just iconic. I can't remember the name of the level. I think it's Temple of Zion. It's known as one of the best Tomb Raider levels, also. And it has just about everything you could ask for in a Tomb Raider level. Tons of traps that you have to dodge, enemies you have to fight, puzzles you have to figure out, and just like it's like one of the toughest levels in the game. And then the final level, well, the second to the last level, the fucking dude stabs himself with the dagger and transforms into a fucking fire-breathing dragon, and you have to fight him. And then you think that's the final boss and the game's over and you escape. But then the real final level is Lara at her house in her pajamas, and her house is getting broken into by these thugs from earlier in the game. It's the same enemies from the Venice levels, and
Mm-hmm.
it's such a cool final level. The final level is called Home Sweet Home. You wake up from your bed. You go to the like cupboard next door. Unlock it. It's like a door actually, and inside is a shotgun and like 50 shotgun shells and a few health packs. And you gotta kill all the guys trying to rob you of the dagger, the ancient dagger. And it's such a cool way to finish the game. Finish the game out. And once you kill them all, it has my favorite. It has my favorite ending to a Tomb Raider game. What happens after you kill them all is you put. It's a cutscene. She has the shower running, the water running, and she's
Mm-hmm.
standing there. She sets her shotgun down and she starts to take off her robe, and then she looks at the camera and she's like, "Don't you think you've seen enough?" And then picks up the shotgun and shoots the camera, and then that's how the game ends. And
That's pretty
it's
sick.
it's so funny, especially for the time. I just love the
That's
game
that's
so much.
that's that's fanfare for the fanboys that really wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah.
a
And it's
naked
just such
pixelated Lara Croft.
it's just such a funny
Very
yeah.
clever.
Because at the
Very
time,
clever.
because at the time there were rumors that there was a nude Lara code. So I feel like they made that ending to kind of tease you, and then instead of
Isn't there
making
like
real,
a nude Lara code that you try it and then it like instantly kills her? I think you showed me
yeah,
that.
yeah, there was an April Fool's
Yeah.
thing where they put a nude Lara code, and when you do it, she doesn't go nude. Instead, she just explodes into a million
She
pieces and you
explodes.
die.
Yeah. Yeah. You showed
It's
me that.
funny, but yeah, Tomb Raider 2 is like it's my favorite Tomb Raider game, and I've said this before to you, but I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast before. But back when Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 existed, and RE1, 2, and 3 existed, and those were the
Hmm.
only three games of each series, I actually didn't know which one I liked more. Like Tomb Raider and Resident Evil were tied at one point for me, but then Resident Evil 4 came out and just blew Tomb Raider out of the water. So, but at one point, like Tomb Raider was pretty much tied with Resident Evil when it was just the first three. But everything after Tomb Raider 3 kind of sucks, and everything after Resident Evil 3 is fantastic. So obviously, Resident Evil is the clear winner in my eyes. But if we're talking about just the original three of each series, it's actually pretty close for me. I still would take Resident Evil over Tomb Raider though, but still, even if we're just talking about the first three games. But clearly, I still love Tomb Raider. It's my Tomb Raider 2 is my seventh favorite game of all time. Um, and Tomb Raider 1 is my eighth favorite. So clearly, I love old school Tomb Raider, and I just have. I still remember the first time I ever played Tomb Raider 2. It was on a Sunday morning. My dad had gotten it for me. But we had to go to church in an hour, so I only had an hour to play it. And then we went to church, and I was like, "No, I don't want to go to church. I want to keep playing." And oh man, it was great. It was great. I just so many fond memories. Anyways, I'll stop gushing now. Tomb Raider 2 was my number 7 favorite Tomb Raider game of all time, and there's only 6 left for me. 6 left on the list. Now for your number 7.
All right. So my number 7 game is. I feel like I don't have a lot of PlayStation games on here, so I'm glad to have this one on here.
What is it?
Uh, I'm sorry, not PlayStation 1. I don't hardly have any PlayStation 2 games on here.
Yeah.
So I'm proud to have this one on here because this is looking at my list. This is literally like the only one it looks like, and that's Silent Hill 2,
Oh, nice.
uh,
Silent Hill 2 is a classic.
from 2001, the original version
Yeah.
on PlayStation 2.
The OG.
The actual PlayStation 2, not the HD remake,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or whatever they
Or
call
the
it, or not
yeah,
the remake, but the
the
remaster,
remaster. Yeah,
The HD collection, but the actual original physical copy of Silent Hill 2 on
I've
PlayStation
actually
2.
never played it before, unfortunately.
I did, and it was fucking. People say that this is one of the most terrifying games ever. It's really not to me, but it's one of the most fucked up games ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree in
uh,
the sense with the remake. I never played the
yeah,
original,
yeah. The original one is just as fucked up,
but I feel
and not having a anything that came before it to compare it to really adds to the sauce of
yeah,
wow, this is a unique fucked up game. So,
hell
yeah,
yeah,
Silent Hill 2, 2001. That's my number 7.
nice.
And we are on to number 6, my friend.
Number 6. All right, my number 6 is the original Resident Evil 2, baby. One of my
Nice.
all-time favorite games. Number 6, Resident Evil 2, the original. Again,
And we
anytime we
love
get
this
to
game.
yeah, again, anytime there's a Resident Evil game on this list, there's really not much to say because we've already said it all. But Resident Evil 2, we've
Not
said it
only
all.
that, Resident Evil 2 kind of speaks for itself.
It really does, and we've already talked about it in our podcast, so we could honestly just skip it. But I'll give a quick summary. Leon's a badass. Claire's a badass. Leon's a super badass though. Mr. X is awesome, even in the original, but the remake they definitely improved him. But in the original, he's a badass too. The
Yeah,
boss fights are awesome. It's the RPD is such an iconic place to search, like
absolutely.
almost as iconic as the mansion. To be honest, like in my opinion, the puzzles are great, the action's great. I just fucking love the game to death. It was one of the first PlayStation games I ever played, from what I remember, anyways. One of the first. Because I actually played RE2 before RE1, so it was my first Resident Evil game ever. Then I went back and played 1, and then I played 3. Um, so yeah, RE2, my sixth favorite game of all time.
Well, you're gonna love this one. My number 6 favorite game of all time is Resident Evil 2,
Are you,
2019,
are you
the
serious?
remake. Yeah, the
Wow,
remake.
what a coincidence! Holy shit!
Very, yeah, first time we've had a game sort of line up.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty much. That's awesome.
Resident Evil 2. There isn't much to be said about this one that we haven't already
Yeah,
said before, but I will say this: this game is solely responsible, along with Halo Infinite, for these are the first two games. Those are the first two games I bought on Xbox when I actually came back to physical consoles
Hmm.
a couple years ago.
Right.
Um, Resident Evil 2 was one I absolutely had to have. I knew about it
Absolutely.
even without having a console. I knew how the hype behind the remake, how big it was at E3 in the year, and it was one of the final years, I believe, that they
Yeah.
started having E3s. Um, I'm pretty sure of that. It's not a fact that I can like confirm, but I'm pretty sure this is. Uh, I know it was big. It was a big announcement at one of them gaming expos back then in 20. I think it was like announced like a year or two ahead of time, and people were
Yeah.
salivating for this shit. And they showed footage of it, like they showed like literal like they showed footage of the game and some of like the beginning of it and shit in like a presentation, and people went fucking nuts when they saw that it was
Of
Resident Evil
course.
2
Of
and the
course.
RPD and how it was all updated. And that was
RE2.
all people talked about for
Yeah,
the
RE2
following year or
original.
so.
RE2 original was already a fan favorite, so remaking
Yeah,
it, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
people went giddy over that
And
shit.
my experience playing this fucking game, I have to say this, is the first time that a game terrified the shit out of me since Resident Evil
Yeah,
remake in 2002.
Mr.
Mr.
X.
X was a
Yeah,
fucking was a force of
yeah,
terror.
yeah, they did,
So
they did
yeah,
it.
that's my number 6.
Yeah,
And
Mr. X was fucking perfect in the RE2 remake.
can't praise that game enough. It's one of my all-time favorites. Even though it's number 6 on my list, it's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, same
That's
here.
why it's in the top 10.
Yep.
Um Number 5.
Number five. Well, I
Yeah,
had already.
we'll be moving along a little bit quickly here because during that intermission where I cut, I was letting Call know my battery's dying. Unfortunately, it sucks because we can go on and on about these games. So we'll try
Yeah,
to expedite this process. Number 5.
yeah. Number six was RE2 OG. Number five is my favorite Resident Evil all time, RE3 OG. Yeah.
Nice.
My
I was
number
wondering
my
when you were going to get to that.
my fifth favorite game of all time, my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. Nemesis is the best villain ever, and I fucking adore this game, and I can't wait for it to come to PS5. And I think since we've already had a podcast about it, I'll just leave it at that because
Mm,
what needs to be said, really, you know. Plus, you just said your battery's dying, so we need to hurry it along now.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody who's watching already knows about RE3 OG and why it's my
Yeah.
favorite. So best RE game in
So,
my opinion.
um,
So what's your number five?
my number 5 is the sequel to that, and that is 2005's Resident Evil 4,
Oh shit! RE4 OG
the OG one.
made it
Yeah.
into the top five. Super
Made it into the
understandable.
top 5.
Legendary ass game. Yeah,
What a
again, we've already
legendary
talked about
game.
that.
And the first time I ever played it was on a Wii, and that
Mhm.
just added to the fucking that added to the excitement or the to the fun, to the joy
Yeah,
of playing it. So, yeah,
I
I see why this game was a fucking massive hit in 2005 because it was
it was groundbreaking.
it was an adventure. It was more than just a survival horror game. it was a fucking adventure of a game, man.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
it was so big, and
It
like
was
there were so many
revolutionary.
things.
It inspired so many other games.
Yeah, and the
Like,
over the shoulder camera system
yeah,
had never been done,
yeah,
and it has
especially,
tank controls, so you can't beat that.
yeah.
All right,
That definitely deserves to be in the top five for sure.
I love it, absolutely, definitely. Uh, and that leads us into number four. So,
Number four, I'm gonna quickly say, my number four is Doom One and Doom Two combined because technically it is a real game on the PS5. It's called Doom One and Doom Two. Um, uh, I'm gonna quickly say this actually would be my number one favorite game of all time, if
hmm
if we counted all the WADs and that like fan made WADs and mods and stuff. But I'm not counting those because I feel like that'd be cheating. So, but if we added all the WADs in, it would probably be my all time favorite game. But I'm not
hmm
counting all the WADs. I'm only counting the original Doom One and Two, and that's why it's my number four favorite game. I think it's my favorite game. It's my favorite FPS game, obviously by far. My favorite Doom game by far. It's pretty much one of my favorite games ever. Like I clearly, like I just said, if we added all the WADs to it, the fan made WADs, it would be my number one. But I want to be fair about it and not add mods and WADs, so I'm putting it at number four. It revolutionized first person shooter games. Without
and it
Doom,
only makes sense that it's one and two together because they're essentially fucking basically like
they're the
the same
same.
game. Much like Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild are kind of the same.
the Doom Two added the
This
super
is even more
shotgun.
the same than that game because there are elements that are different between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Whereas this game doesn't have very many elements to differentiate it. It
Yeah,
has a lot of the same kind of maps. The only thing that's different is you get extra special weapons. There are new enemy types.
yeah. Here's
So
what I think. I think Doom One was the level design was better made because John Romero's a genius. But Doom Two had the super shotgun and more enemies, and
yeah, and
the
it had
extra
the revenants or not revenants. What's
yeah,
the ones that
a bunch
can?
of like mid tier enemies, revenants, archviles,
What's the Archvile? That's it. They introduced Archviles in this game.
mancubus,
So the Mancubus,
arachnotrons,
yeah,
fucking chain
yeah,
gunners. God
yeah.
damn it. I'm just gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back too. I feel like I'm arguably one of the best console Doom players. Now, PC Doom players blowing me away. I don't compare to
So
them.
it's like comparing apples to oranges, bud. So
Yeah, but for someone who plays Doom One and Two on with a controller on console, I feel like I'm one of the best. I don't usually pat myself on the back too much, but in this case, I'm going to because yeah. Anyways, I just love this game to death. Doom is an all time classic, and without Doom, we wouldn't have so many first person shooters. Like without
mhm.
Doom, we might never have gotten Halo or Half Life or whatever Duke Nukem.
Any first-person shooter game
Pretty
owes
much,
its
yeah. No
allegiance
Call of
to
Duty.
Doom,
It's all
and to a great degree Wolfenstein 3D.
Wolfenstein
So
also, yeah, but I think Doom's way
yeah,
better though. Clearly.
absolutely.
Anyways, that's my number four. What's your number four?
Well, my number four is
Sorry, I'm smoking a lot. By the way, I'm chain smoking
my
like a
number
motherfucker.
four is actually, and this is the first time I've done this on the list. It's a back-to-back OG and remake because I like the remake slightly better, and that's Resident Evil 4 remake now.
Oh wow, I
The
didn't know you were gonna
2023
have.
remake.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
surprising.
I
It
had
makes
to have
sense,
them
but I'm
together.
surprised.
Yes, I
It's
had to do those
like
back to back.
I can understand someone liking the original better, and I can understand someone liking the remake better because they're both just perfect, pretty much.
Yeah,
But personally,
I
I
because
like the original a
I
little bit
can't pick
better.
which
But
one. I honestly struggle which one I like more. But I
so
think I
wait,
like Resident Evil 4 the remake slightly more.
yeah, because didn't you already have RE4 at number five?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
RE4
That's
remakes
why
at
I
number
put
four.
RE4
Oh,
remake ahead
okay,
of
yeah,
it
yeah. I got you. I got
because
you.
I struggled with where to put these two
Yeah, makes
in
sense.
correlation to is what I'm
I
saying.
mean, they're both.
Ultimately, I decided that I spend more time playing Resident Evil 4 remake now than I ever have playing Resident Evil 4 original. I only played the original one three times in
I've
its
played it
entirety.
300 times.
Once on the Wii, once on the Xbox. No, twice on the Xbox. And I still haven't even got to play in PlayStation 4's version yet because I have it. and I haven't even fucking cracked it open and played it yet. So
Good.
I've only played it 3 times. Where I've already played Resident Evil 4 remake about 6 times, 3 on
Yeah.
each system, Xbox
They're
and
they're
and PlayStation 5.
they're both 10 out of 10 games, so it's understandable.
Absolutely, they are. So that's my number 5. Now we are in the
Number
top
four.
3. We could spend a little bit of time talking
Right, I dropped my
about our
phone.
top
Sorry.
3 games. You can go on as long. I plugged the phone in. I'm just gonna hold it. So
Okay.
that's why I got a
That was
different
your
angle
number
here.
4 game, by the way. You said number
Yeah,
5.
I can. I yeah, I wedged it. I wedged my charger in behind the phone thing. It barely fits in there, but I got to hold it, otherwise it's going to fall out.
So
Um,
you're charging your phone.
let me see if it's charging at all. No, it's not really charging. It's just maintaining where it's at.
Oh, okay.
So,
Good enough.
uh, yeah, because it's not like this type of charger doesn't put out a lot of watts.
Yeah, we don't have much more
But
to
it's
go
it's it's
anyways.
maintaining where it's at. I won't. I'm not in fear of the battery dying, but we are maintaining a level altitude here at 14%.
Yeah, we're almost
Um,
done anyways, so
yeah, we're at number 3, and we're at number 3. We got 3 more to go before we get to our honorable mentions in our favorite console. And we thank you for hanging out with us. This has gone on for 2.5 hours. I didn't think it would be this long, but hey,
yeah, neither did I. I'm actually looking for my honorable mentions list. I can't find it, but that's okay because here it is. Okay, never mind.
what's your number 3?
All right, my number 3 is a game that is getting remastered on September 30th, and that game is Final Fantasy Tactics.
I was about to say Final Fantasy Tech. I knew it was a
Yeah.
Final Fantasy game, but I was
Final
thinking
Fa-
War of the Lions. Is that War of the
well,
Lions?
both. Like War of the Lions is probably better than the original because it does have a little bit of voice
Oh, so
acting.
Final Fantasy Tactics is a different game.
No, they're the same.
Oh, they're the same.
Yeah,
Okay,
War
that's
of
what
the
I thought.
Lions is the same as the original. It just had some changed dialogue.
Now,
Like,
I can chime in on this because War of the Lions is the only Final Fantasy game I ever played.
oh really? Well,
Yeah,
then you basically played the original Final Fantasy Tactics also. The only thing that they
basically.
did is they added 2 new classes, a few extra battles, and they added a few cutscenes with voice acting. Other than that,
Mhm.
everything is the exact same as the original Final Fantasy Tactics on PS1. I'm
I
just gonna
liked it because it was like it had a formula like Fire Emblem or
Yeah,
Advance Wars.
exactly. Exactly. It's my favorite style of that game where you're like on a square battlefield and you move like this character can move 4 squares. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
know what type of game it is.
of
Um
course.
I love it to death and I think in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it is my favorite video game story ever, pretty much. Like
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
I love the story to Final Fantasy Tactics, and I think it's going to be even done better since it's going to have full voice acting in the remaster. So I'm so excited for September 30th. But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics, not only one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, but my favorite. Um, has my favorite story in any game ever. My favorite story. Last of Us is up there. Final Fantasy 7 and 10 are up there for my favorite stories. But you know, Tactics does it for me. It's my favorite story in video game history, and I will die on that hill. And I just adore that
And I
game.
respect that. It's only the
I,
only ones I played. I liked it.
I love the art style for it. The music is obviously good because every Final Fantasy game has great music, and the battle system is just so great. And it has one of the most overpowered characters in video game history. His name is Orlando, or otherwise known as Thunder God Sid. He's a 50-something-year-old man that joins your team late in the game, and he just fucking wrecks everybody, and I love it to death. But the main character, Ramza, and the second main character, the anti-hero of the game, Delita, are great characters. Like, I could gush about this game forever, so
Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that. The story is just fantastic. It's a lot grittier and like a lot like more realistic than the other Final Fantasy games. Most Final Fantasy games, there's some like deep stuff to it, but this game is like Final Fantasy Tactics is like kind of like Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones, to be honest. Like in a way, like it's just epic. It's just epic. So many twists. so many like there's so many betrayals that happen in the game. Like so many, just I don't know. I could just gush about it all day. It's one of my favorite games ever. My number third favorite game ever, and I absolutely can't. The second the remaster drops, I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck if I am the sickest I've ever been in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. The second it comes out, the remaster, I'm playing it and I'm streaming it for fucking 10 hours straight.
Oh, kisses. All right. Okay. All right.
All right, so you're number three.
Well, well, it definitely isn't Animal Crossing. Well,
It's definitely not Animal Crossing.
well, that's said it because my dog just came out here, jumped in my face, and kissed me for some reason. She must want to.
Gotcha.
She must want to go out. Um, Number three is, oh, this is probably, I want to call this one of the greatest games. I want to call this the greatest game ever made. Actually, all right. So this is the greatest game ever made. That's not Resident Evil.
Okay.
This is my personal favorite fucking game of all time outside of Resident Evil. If Resident Evil didn't exist, this would be my number one favorite game of all time, and it was until 1997, until I first played Resident Evil. And that is, it's going to be a Zelda game. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the fucking Past. A link
Damn.
to the fucking
Hell
past.
yeah. Yeah, that's an iconic game right there.
That is
That's
that
that's a lot
is
of people's favorite Zelda game, and that's a lot
that
of
is
people's
the
favorite game
greatest
ever.
fucking game outside of RE that has ever been made, and one that I'd never get sick of. And I must
Totally
have played it.
understandable. The only reason it
I
didn't make my list is because,
probably
like I
played
said,
it
I just
in its
never owned it growing
entirety.
up.
Yeah, I probably played it in its entirety. Let's not make no jokes. About 10 times.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, dude.
That's a
I
lot.
loved it. I loved it. I loved
I
it. It
yeah.
took the
I don't
formula
think
of Zelda and was just better. All
and
right,
just
so and I'm
enhanced
going to
it.
tell you why. Let me tell you why. The opening of this game is so cold.
I actually
You're
know the opening.
fucking yeah. You're this kid,
Yeah.
okay, and your uncle's part of the royal guard or whatever that
I
guards
thought it was his
the.
grandpa.
No, it's his uncle.
Oh, gotcha.
So his uncle fucking he and we think that it's Link. Uh, is the only one that has a psychic connection to Zelda, but actually it's like his uncle does too. So his
Mhm.
uncle's called to Hyrule Castle in the middle of the night because Aghanim, the uh
Dark
evil
Wizard
sorcerer,
or
the
whatever.
dark
Yeah.
wizard he's seized the castle and mind washed all the guards and kidnapped the maidens of the land and Princess Zelda and is holding her in the dungeon and Link fucking uh has to go in the middle of the night after his uncle who's slain by the guards and he has to fucking fight through the royal guard the Hyrulean soldiers to the fucking rescue Zelda, which sets you
Right.
on a whole fucking quest across two worlds
Right.
to unlock the fucking seven seals or the save the maidens and all. Oh, what a fucking good game.
Yeah.
uh
Legendary.
I just, yeah,
You know
I
the one
can't,
thing I
I can't.
remember about that
That's
game,
so
even though I
cold, that
barely ever
opening
played it,
though. What's that?
is that when you hit the chickens enough time, they'll all start
They'll
attacking
all
you.
attack you, and
Yeah.
that carried over to subsequent Zelda games after that
That's
too.
funny that I know that because I
So yeah.
barely ever played that game in my life. I just know it from
Yeah.
watching other people play it. The only Legend of Zelda game that I ever truly played multiple times and beat is the original. And that's only because I just got unlucky. My parents never bought us Zelda games when we had our I never owned it when I was a kid. If I had, I surely would have played it, but you know, but
Yeah, well, you got that mini Super Nintendo. You don't have Legends of Zelda: Link to the Past on
no,
there.
it is on there and I do plan on playing it someday, but I
You
just
need to
haven't.
fucking play it,
Yeah.
even if you
Oh, I'm
can't
going
stream it.
to.
Just fucking play it
Yeah.
because
It's
trust
just that
me,
I'm
this
so
game
busy
is
all the
widely
time
regarded.
nowadays.
This is regarded as one of the greatest games ever made for good reason.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun.
That
It's
Super
fun. It's
Metroid and Earthbound
challenging.
are the three games I want to
It's
play
so
on
good.
Super Nintendo Mini.
All right, so
Sorry.
that was number three, right?
Yeah, sorry for talking over you. My bad.
No, you're good. You're fine. It's okay, man. you didn't really get to play it, and it makes me sad. I wish I could go on to
I
whinge
played it a
about it
little
with you,
bit, but
but
I never beat it. Is all.
yeah, you. Oh my god, I beat it. I played it in its entirety 10 times, but I probably played it more than that, but never finished it every time.
Yeah, I have the Super
So
Nintendo Mini, so someday I'm gonna play it and beat it, and Super Metroid and Earthbound. Those are the three
I've
games that.
probably played it closer to 20 times, but in its entirety 10. So
Well, you already know how many times I played some of these games, like Resident Evil games. They're up in like
yeah,
the 50s and 60s and shit. So,
yeah, and that's
but
where we're getting into the good shit here.
that's because I have a no life, whereas you do have a life. So,
Yeah, if I
anyway,
didn't have a life, if I didn't have a job and fucking all that shit, believe me, I would spend all my time fucking playing these games.
well, I
Oh,
have a
that's number
job,
three. So
but I don't have a kid.
yeah, well that takes that both of those take away from the ability to be able to play
And
video
my
games all the
job
time.
is,
So
and my job is, I work
because
much
they're
less
more
hours
important,
than I used
honestly.
to. Anyway,
Um, yeah,
number
number
two.
two.
Yep, number two could very well be my number one. It was close. I'm sure you already know what they are, but I almost put number two at number one, but then I thought about it. I just couldn't do it as much as I
Mm-hmm.
love it. My number two favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, second favorite game of all time. It practically might as well be tied with my number one, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, but we'll just go ahead and say it's my second favorite game of all time. Every time I play that game, I'm in a fantastic mood. That game always puts me in a good mood. It is a very lengthy game. It has incredible characters and music, of course, just like every Final Fantasy. But the journey that Titus or Titus, whatever you want to call him, whatever you want, and Yuna and Kimari and Waka and Lulu and Orin. Oh my God, one of the best characters in video game history. And Riku go on the summoner's journey they go on to defeat Sin is just so epic. And then on top of that, the game is just full of color. I love the way the game looks. It's a beautiful looking game, especially for early PS2. Like I feel like it's one of the best looking PS2 games, and it came out like 1 year into the PS2's life, and it's still one of the best looking PS2 games. It was the first Final Fantasy that had voice acting. It it is just such an incredible game. I highly recommend it. Anybody who even remotely likes RPGs, if you've never played Final Fantasy X, fucking play it. Or if you've never played a Final Fantasy game, 10 is a good one to start with because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's a good mixture of old school Final Fantasy and modern Final Fantasy. Um, and there's just so much to do. Even after you beat the game, there's so much to do. There's like fucking like there's like 20 secret optional bosses that are 50 billion times harder than the final boss. So you get encouraged to fucking level up and kill them. Also, the leveling up system is way different than any other Final Fantasy. The level up system in Final Fantasy X is called the Sphere Grid, and I think it's genius. The Sphere Grid is so much fun to do, and like to make your character stronger. I know you never played it and you don't know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about, but just trust me, the Sphere Grid is genius. It's a genius way of leveling up, and I just love it so much. Second favorite game of all time, basically my favorite game of all time. Like I said, I really could put it at number one, tied with my number one game, but I didn't want to have any ties, so I put it at number two. But
Well,
yeah,
my number two
Final Fantasy X,
is
baby. Yeah,
my
what's your
number
number?
two is probably we've already talked about it earlier in the episode. Uh, it's probably one of the greatest remakes ever made, and
It's
that's
gonna
Resident
be
Evil remake
yeah,
from
yeah,
2002.
yeah. That's
I
pretty good.
like, especially like I like the HD port.
Yeah,
Uh, Resident Evil 2. I'm sorry, Resident Evil remake from 2002 is one of the scariest fucking games ever made,
and
hands
one of the
down.
best remakes ever made.
One of the best remakes ever made, yes, for sure. But there's
Such a
no
perfect
horror
game.
game comes close. The puzzles are perfect.
Yeah,
The atmosphere is perfect.
the
The
mansion is
story is retold
legendary,
perfectly. Everything's cohesive. It makes sense. And did I mention that it's scary? Oh, it's scary.
and also Barry, Burton, Chris, and Jill. Like the
Hmm.
characters are just so iconic.
Yes, they are.
Wesker, fucking Wesker, dude. Oh man, the only thing I like better about the original Resident Evil, rather than
It's
the
the voice
remake,
acting.
yeah, The voice
cheesy,
acting, it's just
cheesy
it's so
lines.
cheesy that it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But besides that, everything else is better in the remake, in my opinion, anyways. Yeah, that's definitely worthy of being number 2 for sure.
Absolutely.
Are we moving on to number 1?
Yes, we are. I'm down to 11%, so we're gonna have to fire these off. We'll just get this out
Well,
of the way.
you already know my number 1, but for everybody else,
For everybody else,
my number
here we go.
1
Drum
favorite
roll.
game. Drum roll, please. My number 1 favorite game is the original Final Fantasy VII. It's a game I know it's an RPG and it's lengthy, but I swear to God I've played it 100 times in my life.
This is widely considered one of the greatest games of all time as
Yeah,
well.
and I know some people think it didn't age well, but I actually like the look of it. Like I feel like it has a very charming or like mid PS1 look. Like the characters have blocky hands
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Like
Those kind of games from that era, you just had to be there to appreciate it, man.
exactly. Like when Final Fantasy VII first came out, there were literally people that said they didn't think games could possibly ever look better than that, which is funny nowadays because obviously the game looks so realistic nowadays. But Final Fantasy VII looked phenomenal for its time. It's just it did Final Fantasy VII arguably has one of it's like besides tactics, it's probably my second favorite story in video game history. The adventure that Cloud and Barrett and Tifa and everyone and Aerith or Aerith goes on is just so iconic. The story's awesome. It has one of the most iconic death scenes in video game history. Spoiler alert. At the very end of disc 1, Aerith dies, and you don't get her back, and that hit hard when I was a fucking like 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid playing it for the first time. Like I didn't like cry and sob, but I felt that shit. Like I was like, oh, I was like that sucks. We're gonna get it back though, right? Like you don't lose Final Fantasy characters permanently. Nope, you don't ever get her back. So if you spent the whole first disc leveling her up and giving her all the best materia and stuff, too bad. She's gone. Bye bye, Aerith. And it was one of the most iconic death scenes ever. And it really makes you want to fucking murder Sephiroth after he does that. Which, speaking of Sephiroth, one of the most iconic villains in video game history, right there. Sephiroth is a fucking badass.
Even I can appreciate the one-winged angel.
Yeah,
And I haven't played it.
I want to use a modern term that I just found out about a couple months ago. The term is aura farming. Sephiroth is the ultimate aura farmer. When he stands in the fire and turns back slowly around, looks at Cloud with all the fire around him, and he has the sword in his hand, that motherfucker aura farming. Have you ever heard of that term?
Never have. That's new to me.
Look it up after.
Heard you talk about it in the stream the other night, but I don't have no idea what that's referring to because I've never
It
played
basically means
Final Fantasy VII. Sadly,
he's like looking cool on purpose. Basically, is a kind of way to put it. But look up aura farming. AURA space farming. Aura farming. Look. It's like a more modern term that people use, and Sephiroth's like the ultimate aura farmer. Anyways, one of the greatest soundtracks, one of the greatest stories, one of the greatest. The materia system is fucking genius. The materia system is what really makes the combat and like you can make any character into anything. You can make Barrett into the white mage and Aerith into the fucking like heavy damage dealer if you want. Like you can just do whatever you want, and they all have limit breaks too that build up. And each character has 7 limit breaks, except for Kate Sith only has 2 and Vincent only has 4, but the rest have 7. Like it's just such a fucking perfect game. And it also had 2 of the hardest well at the time they were 2 of the hardest optional bosses. Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon. The first time ever coming across them, you're like, oh, what's this dude underwater? When you finally get your submarine and you go underwater, there's this big green like thing floating towards you, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess this is the next boss fight you got to do. You fight him, and then he one shots the whole party, and you're dead. And you're like, oh, I guess this is not who I'm supposed to fight because he fucking just wiped me out in one hit because he's literally harder than Sephiroth himself even. There's just so many cool things about the game, and the remake part 1 and remake part 2, which is called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I feel like it did Final Fantasy VII justice, but the original, it'll never top the original in my opinion. The original is my all-time favorite game, and I don't think that's ever going to change. I play it once or twice a year, and I will continue to do that until the day I die. I just love it so much. Final Fantasy VII, baby. Final Fantasy
All right.
fucking 7.
Definitely a good one, and definitely one that's beloved by many gamers in the gaming community.
Yeah.
I am down to 10%, so I am going to give my
Number 1.
final and number one favorite game of all time, which most of you who are regular listeners and my best friend here
What's it going to be?
should
I actually don't know what
already
it's going to
know.
be.
You should know what it is. I've
I
already
think it's going to
touted
be a
this as my
Resident.
favorite game of all time.
It's going to be a Resident Evil game.
I've already touted this as my favorite game of all time, and I'll never change.
What is it? Well,
I don't have enough games. I don't have enough games from my PlayStation 1 era in here, so this fucking game is the reason why I love the PlayStation so much.
Oh
Why
my
it makes it
god.
my favorite console. And that game is none other than right here.
Oh, the original RE2.
Resident
Fuck
Evil
yeah,
2.
dude. That was my
The
number 6.
greatest fucking game
That was my number
ever
6, but I
made
respect it. I
to me.
respect it, baby. Hell yeah.
That
Without,
is my favorite fucking game. That is the game I think of when I think of the PlayStation. That is the
yeah.
reason why I love the PlayStation.
Hell yeah.
I played that game back when I was 17 years old, whenever it first came out, and I was just blown away with how fucking scary and
It's
good
so
and
cool.
action and fucking replayable it was.
Yeah.
I'm
The
not going to
beat
spend too long
scenario.
on it because we've already went on tangents about this game. I
Yeah.
love this game. I love this game. I love this game. It's the
So do
greatest
I.
game of all time.
So do
That's
I.
why I have a whole shelf dedicated to Resident Evil 2 right here.
I mean,
Resident Evil in
number
general.
6. It's my number 6 favorite game, so clearly I love
Yep.
it too.
Well, that closes out the list because I'm running out of juice.
So am I,
I'm
actually. I'm at 12%, so we
I'm
need.
dropping. So we're going to do our honorable mentions real quick, and you have a
Yeah,
list of
we're not going to really
if
talk
you.
about these games. We're just
Yeah,
going to
we're just
rattle
going to
off.
name them and move on.
We're gonna what these are games that were close to making the top 30 but didn't quite make it, and we just want to give a
Or
shout
on a
out to.
bigger list, they would definitely be on it.
Yeah, we just want to give a quick shout out to them, and that's it. You want to go
And in
first?
my
Or?
case, there's one or two on here. There's one on here I never played. There are
Oh,
games
really?
that I've either never two I've never played. There's games that I've never played but want to, or that I've never played but deserve to be on the list. But since I haven't played them, I can't put them on there. Also, there's other games that we really wanted to put on the list but just didn't have room for them. So with that being said, you want to rattle them off?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. Um,
Yeah.
I have I think 14. There's only one game on here that I want to specify is the reason I put this on here is because it's my game of the year this year. Expedition 33, fantastic game. Dead Space.
Awesome.
Last of Us Part 2, RE1 OG, Mega Man X, Amplitude, the PS2 version, Amplitude, rhythm game,
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal, Star Ocean 2, Persona 5 Royal, Darkest Dungeon, Hades, Donkey Kong Country 1, Super Mario World, Tormented Souls. All those games were pretty close to making the top 30, but didn't quite cut it. But they're all fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, I have a list that's it's the same as yours, pretty much. I have quite a few games on here. Tomb Raider's one of them. Mega
Nice.
Man 2. Doom
Nice.
1 and 2 together, for the
Hell
reasons
yeah.
you put them together. Tormented Souls. God of War
Hey.
2. SNES Classic. ActRaiser 2. Final Fantasy 7, the original. Link's Awakening, the 2019 remake on the Switch. Mario RPG, the remake. I only put that on there because I have it and I want to play it.
Right.
Faith, the Unholy Trinity,
Oh,
because that
shit.
game fucking rocks. I love that game, but I wasn't able to put it on my list, unfortunately, because I only had room for 30.
Yeah.
Mario Maker 2, Fire Emblem, and Golden Sun.
Nice. Now, to be clear to everybody, those were just to say it again, those were our honorable
Honorable
mentions.
mentions.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Expedition 33, I only played once, but it's my game of the year. Everybody should go play Expedition 33. It's the game of the year. The end.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what's your favorite console? We already know the answer to this.
Yeah, I mean, eight of my top 10 games
It
on the
speaks for
list
itself.
were PS1 games. Yeah.
Whereas you would think mine would be a Nintendo console, but it's actually the same as you. It's the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, PS1 had my favorite library of games, but I do love the Super Nintendo library games, and I do love the PS2 library games, and I do love the PS4. I have a lot of PS4 games like
Mm-hmm.
RE7, RE2 remake, fucking, you know what I mean? Like I had a few PS4 games on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look at what they were, but yeah, um, but half the list, more than half the list, was PS1 games though.
Yeah.
With some Super Nintendo, PS2, and PS4 on the side, and only one
Yeah.
PS3
Whereas
game.
my experience with the PlayStation 1 was limited to just basically Resident Evil and Silent Hill and shit. But
Yeah,
I still love that era of that console. It's not
yeah,
just the console, it's it's the era. The
yeah, that's
time,
true.
the times, the games, the system, and just like the way where the world was when it came out. So anyway, that has been our top 30 list. We
Yep,
didn't expect it to go on for 3 hours, but we
definitely
hope that
not.
you have hung up. We hope that you have hung with us till the end. If you have, kudos to you because you are a trooper and you really need to
Hell
go get a
yeah.
life. Honestly, no, I'm kidding. But no, thank you for hanging
We
out
need
with
to
us
get
for these
live.
last few hours. Yeah, we do need to get lives. Thanks for hanging out with us for this
Yeah,
top
thank you
30
so
list.
much. Thank you.
We really appreciate you listening to us babble on about our favorite
And
video games,
and
the
let us
games
know
that
what
made
your
us.
let us know if you agree with some of our picks, and let us know what
Yeah.
your top 30 games are, or
Let
top
us know what
10.
your picks are.
Yeah, let us
Or
know your top
hell,
10.
yeah, give us your top 10 at the very least in the comments.
Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Biohazard Bros podcast. I know it's been a little bit different of an episode, but we wanted to do something a little bit new,
we'll get
maybe to
back
try
on
to bring in
track
more
soon.
people. But yeah, we have some other things coming up.
Yep.
Resident Evil Zero discussion, and I will be doing a show soon here, hopefully with Raccoon City Pizza. Thank you guys for tuning in. I
Thank
am
you.
Kenjira80. You can find me at Kenjira1980 if you're listening on Spotify. And to my partner here, you can find him on Twitch at CollinBFG255,
Yep, and
where
on
he,
YouTube at Colin255.
yeah. And if you come to watch him on YouTube, don't solicit cards.
Keep keep saying that because I streamed for the first time ever on YouTube yesterday, and somebody came in and solicited.
Very first person to come under, hey, can you buy
Yeah,
me a PlayStation card or whatever it was?
yeah, my brother's sick.
Yeah, that was funny. I
Anyways,
had to say,
yeah,
I'm like, no soliciting. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us.
yeah,
We'll catch you next time. This has been yet another episode of the Biohazard Bros podcast.
hell yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Biohazard Bros Podcast.